Oh my goddess, a subscriber. I feel blessed.
and welcome to Good Morning RPG. My name is Leia, and this is Matt, and welcome to our show.
And the button works. All right, sweet.
Yay!
Yeah, I didn't have to do shit. All right, I coded a bunch of stuff in over the week, and effectively, I just need to press a button, and now we hopefully won't need to
Everything
remember
works.
to unmute anymore.
Yep.
Because my
I
stream
wonder
deck
why
is...
that's...
Well, when everything's on a manual trigger, I forget at least one thing because my brain don't work. So it's like I would normally have to press painting main, unmute, scroll down to both of us, unmute,
Oh.
and then hope it all works, you know.
Oh goodness.
But now I got one button that does all of it.
And NVCDM. Look at all these lovely people.
All these good beans. All these good beans.
We got a Jess with us.
We got it. Well, you just had a Jess in the room as well, but
yeah, I know. I was giving everybody else a shout out, and Jess deserves one too.
Jess always deserves a shout out. Shout out to motherfucking Jess.
Yeah,
she doesn't stream on her own, so she doesn't get the chat command. But shout out to oh, this works. Oh yeah. Also, happy anniversary to Jess and me. It's been 5 wonderful years.
Oh, so freaking cute.
Yeah. I had a little cry this morning because it was so nice. We gave each other we gave each other one of our presents, and then we got a couple more to do. And then we're also going down to a hot springs on the weekend, and it's gonna be nice and cute, and we're gonna have a little warm time in the frigid cold that is Victoria. We're gonna be warm, and then we're gonna get out. We're gonna die.
I will literally trade with you any day right now.
Oh, I would so much prefer cold. I love cold. In fact, I'm wearing shorts right now and a t-shirt. The only time I regret my decision is when I go out and it's rainy and windy. Other than that, I'm in my element. I love this.
I am like, this is a testament to how hot it is I hate seeing myself on stream. I do not like wearing tank tops. This is not my thing. And I don't like how it looks on stream, and I'm wearing a tank top. I am literally so desperate.
It's very hot.
It's so hot. I'm so sticky. Everything sticks.
Emily also likes the heat. No, I spent my life, and when you grow up in Cairns, you I think so. I have a theory that wherever you grow up, you want the opposite climate when you are an adult. No,
false.
You don't. Okay, well,
I grew up in New York, right next to Canada. Yeah. It is mostly cold throughout the year. We get like one good month of like good, solid summer weather where it didn't get up above 90 degrees, which I believe converts to about 31 Celsius. And I want to be cold forever.
Okay, maybe my theory. Yeah, maybe my theory is an Australia-based theory because the top of our country is the fucking devil's anus in heat, and then because it's swampy as well, it's also wet up there, and then down here it is dry and cold. Growing up in Cairns basically makes me Oscar the Grouch. Yeah, I got out. So the funny thing is, I had spent my entire life so far moving further south in Australia. So I started in Cairns, and then I spent 8 or 9 years in Brisbane, and then I moved down here, and now this will be my 6th year come December in Melbourne. And people keep being like, you go to Tasmania next, right? And I went, no, I don't think I will. I don't think I will. Yeah, for having worked in Cairns, I get you. It's so hot. It's so fucking hot up there. Right now in Cairns, it doesn't get below like 20 degrees in winter, and it's still humid. And I don't know what that is for you.
20 degrees is probably somewhere between 70 and 80 degrees, which is
68.
Yeah, uncomfortable. Oh, 68? 68's not bad.
It's 68 and humid. So it feels probably more like 80. Probably more like 70, 75.
So
humidity in
I don't have
there is something else.
So for instance, the reason why I mentioned earlier it's sticky, we get a lot because it is like where I am is basically there are lots of like rivers, and it is it's like close to swampy.
Yeah.
It is wet. The air is soup.
Yeah.
So
Florida's the closest thing you guys have to that region.
And the Carolinas.
Oh yeah.
Because you still get which I am just north of.
So yeah. The you heard it here first. Hot and damp like the devil's air. I stand by that.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who grew up there, I was there 18 years. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is so like you go there, and yeah, you were right, Leia. The air feels like it feels thick to walk through.
That's how my house feels right now.
Yeah,
it feels thick. Like I'm gonna be wiping my nose because it is just like to get any kind of like relief.
Yeah.
Ugh. So like we took out the trash earlier today before it started raining, and it's like that was like 10 minutes of work, and I felt sopping wet because it's just soup outside.
So Jess's first time in Cairns, I remember this because were we dating at the time, or were we like almost dating? Who knows? She says being in an Airbnb is great because it's somebody else paying the power bill to run those things all day. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
However, my mum and my brother in summer, the aircon is always on, and I think the electricity bill is like $1,200. It's ridiculous.
We have something similar. So because our air conditioners in the house doesn't work, like the HVAC.
Yeah.
We have the like mobile ones you stick in your windows, and all of like the convenient, like one in each bedroom and one in the common room.
Yeah.
To keep it cool. I don't think our energy bills aren't that bad. I don't think. I think it's maybe a couple $100. Well, but it's like I would much rather pay that and be comfortable than like if the whole house felt like this right here, I wouldn't survive.
That's
I'd
fair.
Move to Canada.
Because
I feel so gross right now.
So in winter is when this house's bill goes way up because it's the necessary thing is the heater, versus in summer we've got like the evaporative aircon, so it's a lot lower on the energy bill. It doesn't cool as efficiently, but it's still like it does the job. Like if you were to go outside and then back inside, there'd be like a 5 to 10 degree difference, which is so much more tolerable. If it is rainy though, it doesn't do as much. It cools efficiently in dry weather, which is what Melbourne has. So, but if it's on a humid day, they don't even sell evaporative cooling in Cairns because as a baseline, Cairns is too humid for it to work.
It sounds like something that would be used in, like, I know, it's funny because Alex always says, he's like, we didn't need like tons of air conditioning in Arizona. You just open the front door and open the back door and nature does the work itself. And it's like, that's awesome. But like in Arizona, it's first of all, it's all flat.
Yeah.
Arizona is flat and hot, and most houses only have one floor.
Yeah.
They don't have basements. The basements don't exist in Arizona.
Basements don't exist.
And you
here.
generally, what?
We don't have. Yeah,
people are.
Our houses don't go underground here.
That's.
So you technically, so if you had a 2-floor house, it's technically 3 floors, right? Because you got a basement down there. Yeah, we don't. We have house and then maybe up, no down. Which is weird because I would love to have a down. I would put all this down in the basement. I would put all of this and make, because that's how people get, like, that's how you stereotypically get your bloody man caves or your bloody retreat bloody places or your hobby space. Yeah, everyone has their shit in the basement. We just don't have basements here.
Like we have so like we've got a basement. It does like go off onto, it's interesting because our basement is underground at the front of the house, but it's on the ground floor in the back. It like slopes back.
I would love.
And our first floor is the second floor. I'm on the 3rd floor is my office.
I'm okay.
You want to know? You want to know something even better?
I don't like hearing that, but that's fine.
So,
and you guys get a whole extra room in your house.
the condo that we're moving to at the end of the month or at the beginning of next month is a 2-floor condo. So no third floor. No. It has a main floor and a second floor. However, it is
no under, only up. Is what you're
only
saying.
up.
Only up.
It is a 2-floor condo. However, it is on top of another 2-floor condo.
Weird. So is it?
So we are the third and fourth.
Am I silly and don't know what a condo is, or is that like a townhouse? What is that here?
They're like no, they're like apartments stacked on top of one another, but like generally they're a little bit nicer and nicer.
I just call these apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's constitutes a condo. Like we're in a townhouse right now where they're like a little bit thinner and they're just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. We're in a little estate thing, and some of the townhouses are joined, but they are separate dwellings. Mm-hmm. And then there's like a little, there's like a little area that's off the street kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So that's probably kind of closer. Like I would consider what we live in right now kind of.
Okay, so that means
what we're going to be moving into is kind of like that, because it is like a bunch of houses all smacked together. They are like wall to wall to one another. Like each unit is attached to one another.
Yeah.
But it is a unit, a 2-floor unit on the first floor and a 2-floor unit on the second floor.
That's so interesting. Yeah. Fair enough. I'm used to an apartment. Yeah, apartment's like just a one. I mean, I would still call that an apartment. It would just be a big apartment. I'm looking at condos, looking at some of these ones here. I would say what I lived in when I first moved to Melbourne then would have been a condo in that regard. It's like it's basically, it looks like what I'm looking at is an apartment building, but with like some extra shit, like a balcony and some, I don't know, they've done up the garden a bit more, but it's just a nice apartment.
Yeah, like we have a widow walk, which is interesting.
What is that?
A widow walk,
like a dead spouse grieving person's walking space. So like, do you have to specifically have a dead spouse to go? You gotta prove.
Widow's walk. It's a balcony off of the master bedroom.
A widow's walk. That's just a balcony to me. So that means I have a so Jess because Jess and I sleep in separate bedrooms because I snore. But that means I have a widow's walk on my balcony, and Jess doesn't, and Jess is in the master. So I get to be the forlorn, staring into the abyss housewife with the no. Yeah, I could also jump from my balcony out to the street. I would break my legs in doing so. However, yeah, I can stare out the window. When will my partner return from the war?
The name is said to have come from wives of mariners who would watch for their spouse's return, often in vain, as the ocean took their lives, leaving the women widows.
Man, Jess nailed it then. When will my partner return from the war?
Yep, basically.
That's so funny. Yeah, they look like nice apartments. Yeah, so I would consider us in a townhouse then, because we are. Yeah. It's basically It's because a house would be like a house with land around it to me, or like that kind of thing. And then we're in like a little unit complex of just more squished houses, but like our house size, you could also put on its own block of land, and it would just constitute a house. Like to me, just like
that's a townhouse to me.
Yeah, it's like a townhouse. It's just more efficient than putting a land. Blah, 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 you know what I mean? And then you got like. Do you guys have duplexes? It's like one house kind of split in two down the middle, but it's big enough that it has two separate peoples living in there?
So, yes. And yes. Sorta.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, so Envy's been to our house, and they got a first-hand version of of what our delivery drivers do as well, where it directs you is the back of our house. So like, you could see me if you come to my house and you go to the wrong spot. You would see me on the window forlorn. When will my partner return from the war? And then I would be like, you got to go round. You got to go round. I'll stop grieving and I'll let you in. But yeah. It is so incredibly annoying because Google won't update it either.
I think I've Googled your house back when you gave me your... I think I Googled it. Un momento, por favor. Oh, hey, look, it's the last thing I Googled. I'm going to do it all the way over here.
Okay, yeah. Please don't dox me.
No, I wouldn't do that to you.
I know, but it's even like an accidental dox. So Jess says, when I come home and Matt's streaming and I can see his Leet Gamer lights from the stream. Because so you can't see this, and I don't really want you to see outside my window anyway for those expert geolocator people. But I have my window here, except my computer can't be anywhere but directly in front of the window. So if you look into my window, you're not actually going to see my face. You're going to see an Elgato light, a massive fuck-off computer tower, a big vertical screen, and then only above that, halfway up the window, you're going to see like the neon glow of like green, pink, and yellow as it's like...
So out of curiosity, do you have to like park on a street and walk into the front of your home?
No, we have a double garage. But if we were to ever turn that garage into something, yeah, we'd have to park on the street. So we'd have to park in a little thing and then walk from that into our unit.
I'm curious where the road is because there are no roads anywhere.
So
there's no road.
I know what you're talking about. So you basically have to do like a little L shape. So we're not yeah. I don't want to say too much.
I'm gonna take your word for it, and we'll hatch that out.
Yeah, when we're off stream, I'll show you directly.
Out when I come visit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
It was actually really funny because I was talking to my partners about that, and they're like, if you go to Australia, we all have to go, right?
I figured you all would be.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, no,
I don't know who's gonna watch the cats, but okay.
I was always under the impression that if one comes, you all come. I also, oh my God. I also, in any situation, if one comes, they all should come. What are you looking for?
Sorry, it's literally fucking Dune outside, dude. It is orange as fuck.
Like that?
I'm like worried if there was a local fire. Hold on.
Oh. Speaking of local news, while you look that up, we had a pretty local fire yesterday. Oh, Jess, are you listening? You want to talk about fires? Yeah, that's the one I'm bringing up. I saw it on the way home last night. Did you see it? You are so lucky. So, yeah, Jess, I saw the smoldering wreckage, and they were still putting it out as I drove home yesterday. Yeah, so for anyone who didn't know, and you aren't up to date with Melbourne stuff or didn't see it on the news or anything, a chemical factory on the same block as Jess's office, like, exploded and caught fire yesterday, and was like dumping fumes into the air. Jess, so it backs onto the highway. And as you're driving, no wonder they closed down the Western Ring Road, because what am I trying to say? It backed onto the Western Ring Road, and it makes so much sense that they completely closed it, because you would have been driving directly next to the Inferno if you were heading west, and there were just like fire trucks, and when I passed it at like 10 o'clock last night, it was like a hollow shell of a building. The inside was completely black and smoking, and there were like 4 fire trucks, just like they weren't actively putting out flames, but the whole thing was smoking, but they had a constant stream of water just continually cooling it down. So like just basically a giant sprinkler system from the fire trucks was just doing like a soft rain all over the whole thing across the whole factory. It needed so much water. Envy says chemical fires are very hard to extinguish. Yeah, I could imagine so, because water might actually make it worse, like when you have an oil fire. Glad you're okay.
No, sorry, I was a little panicked because the only time I've seen the sky turn orange like this is when there was
like a fire.
Some local fires, and I'm hoping it's just weirdness.
Yeah, fair. Yum. Oh my gosh.
Stop yawning. Hello?
You got some kiss for us?
Kiss.
That's a cowering kiss.
He hasn't like shown his face. He's
Nah, bullshit. We've seen his face so many times.
Yes.
We've seen your face so many times. What am I doing here?
See you tomorrow. Jerk. I just want someone to love me. I'm gonna actually get working.
No, that's fair. I'm just pulling out my paints. So I'm just catching up on chat. I'm lucky I could work from home. I feel for the people who usually work in the office. My workplace office burned down early last year, so they sent an email saying, there's a fire, we're fine. And they had to send a follow-up email in all caps saying, our building is not on fire. Plus that chemical factory also burned down last year. I have no idea what volatile shit they're doing in there, but they need to be more careful.
My goodness.
If it burns down once, maybe up your security measures. If it burns down twice, did you up your security measures? And should you even operate anymore? Like, it feels a bit like... It feels irresponsible now that it's a fool me twice situation, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, here's a shout out to motherfucking Jess moment. While we're bringing up Miss Cass, though, can we appreciate how wonderful she is in the gay pirates adventure she's doing? In the gay pirates adventure? Shout out to motherfucking Jess! She'll hear that downstairs, and now it'll come up on stream.
Yep.
Genuinely enjoying it so much. Jess is so good in A Tale of Two Queens. So, so good even. Yeah, we were saying, was it last week? When were we talking about it? My brain short-circuited. So I was on Let's Roll for Dragons the other day. Also, shout out to Let's Roll for Dragons. They literally gave me this dragon. They were saying, like, unprompted, they were like, it's so good to see Jess doing more. And I went, yeah, it's great. She loves attention, but she hates the spotlight. She's like, I want to be included, but I don't want to be observed. And I was like, I feel that, but that's... And I was like, I love you, but that's just too bad. Like, the paradox of those two things cannot exist together. You can feel those things, but in order to do one of them, you have to ignore the other. I think it's funny.
That's a mood, though.
I feel it.
Yeah.
When
I think
not in, like,
it was...
Sorry.
I was gonna say, like, I definitely realized that, like, when I started doing the start playing stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I really want to do this thing and I want to do it more, but don't look at me.
Yeah.
But I'm the fucking DM, so everybody's gotta look at me.
It does get a lot easier. I mean, it's one of those, like,
you just gotta do it a bunch and then it's fine. But until then, I think that's like I think, like, because, like, my hesitancy is, like, starting new projects and completely whiffing. Like, so, like, it's that Stormlight thing
the rejection failure.
It's not even just, like, the rejection failure. Is, like, I'm just worried that, like, I'm gonna read this new stuff, and sometimes it takes a couple of times for me to play through something to really feel like I've nailed it.
Yeah.
So...
That's kind of it, right?
Yeah, and that's why I'm like I'm worried that like I want to run some like one shots for the Stormlight Archive RPG, but I'm like, what if I suck? But I was like, no, I know these fucking books. I've read all the books. I know the lore. I am a bean. I can do this.
Hey, Aurora, how you doing?
Hey yo. Don't worry about that, Leia. Every single time I play, I misread my spells in front of the whole audience.
Here's the thing.
That is me all the time.
Here's the thing.
You gotta do that.
You gotta do
it. That's like.
Well, here's the
thing. You're gonna do that, and it's gonna. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I think you were about to say the thing I was similarly gonna say.
I didn't have any more words. You say the thing.
Here's the thing. Who the fuck knows all the rules to D&D? I implore you to know every single goddamn rule. It is my profession, and I ask my players every time they do something that's above a 3rd level spell. I say, "Can you read that out for me?" And then they read it, and what I'm doing is interpreting the wording of the rule, because rather than the secret of D&D is you learn the language of the game, and then that language of the game will interpret every rule that you know. So
I have an example of this in just a moment.
Right? You know what I mean.
Go off.
So
I absolutely know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as it goes like, because I don't know what the fuck Draconic Spirit does at level 8. Like what is that? I think you sprout wings and kind of become a dragon. That's all I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to know what you're doing at that moment, and everything else doesn't matter until then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, just tell me what, like, literally, like, you can read it and learn it as you're reading it out to me. I don't care. Like, just do that.
So this happened to me yesterday, and this is a ruling that I had to make. Let me grab this book real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. In Odyssey of the Dragonlords, something just fell. In Odyssey of the Dragonlords, there is the race, the Medusa. Now, granted, I wish they had called it the Gorgon, but it is a Medusa. You get to play a Medusa with snakes on your fucking head. You've been cursed to be a Medusa. So, there is an ability in here. Where is it? Snake hair. You can attack with your snake hair. This is a melee weapon with an attack bonus equal to your proficiency modifier plus your dex modifier. It does 1d6 piercing damage on a hit, and your target must make a constitution saving throw, or else they are poisoned until the beginning of your next turn. Right? Now, I have a player who's a monk who is playing a Medusa and asked me, do my snakes count as unarmed strike? And I had to sit there and go,
Can you read it again? Can you read it again? I heard what you said, but then with the context of punch, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Okay, snake hair. Your attacks, you can attack with your snake hair. This is a melee weapon attack with an attack bonus equal to your proficiency plus your dexterity modifier. It does 1d6 piercing damage on a hit.
How does the snake manifest? Is it your hands?
It's your hair. It's on your head. It's like, you know how like a Medusa has snakes for hair?
Yeah. Look, does it count as an unarmed strike?
Yeah.
I know the answer, but it's not the answer people want. It counts
no.
It counts as a weapon, right?
A melee weapon.
A melee weapon. Does it say simple, finesse? Does it say...
It does not.
In terms of rule of cool, it is a weapon attack. Now, that would not be an unarmed strike. Much like a claw and a talon when you're a lizard folk, that wouldn't count. However, the rule of cool factor is that while I might not count it as I wouldn't necessarily count it as an unarmed strike, I would count it as a monk weapon, which means you would get the monk damage.
Yep.
And I feel like a good compromise.
That's where we compromised at.
Oh yeah, okay, sweet.
He said he was gonna make it his dedicated weapon, and that was gonna give him the monk damage. And I'm like,
yeah,
fucking go for it.
Yeah, if you're a monk with that specific thing, that makes sense. Like, I was actually telling my guys in the cast today or yesterday, we're talking about monk. One of the 5 point, and I can't wait for these books. I'm actually getting quite excited. I have watched about 6 of the 5.5 videos, and I'm getting quite hyped. I really like the monk. The monk looks sick. They have completely reworked it. It is different, quite different. It still has quote-unquote key points. They're now called focus points, but the shit you can do with them is better. Now, something that I've homebrewed in the sense of this Medusa, September 17th. And if you have it on D&D, if you pre-order it, you get it earlier, which I probably will be doing. And if you run games on Start Playing Games, they have an application form that you can get a free version. So if you're a pro DM, get on that application. What was I trying to say? So in the same way that your Medusa has like the weapon thing there, I saw in the new monk something that I've actually been homebrewing for years. Now, you know, deflect missiles as the redirection of projectiles?
Yeah.
So you still get deflect missiles. It's now called deflect attack. And the way they've balanced it, and to have less confusion overall, it is technically a nerf, but it's only a nerf in the way of rules as intended versus rules as written. And so what it is now is you can deflect an attack as long as it deals bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage. And that's the level 2 or 3 version. So that basically now changes the confusion of like spell attack roll can be deflected. So the confusion there is gone. It's got to be bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. Doesn't matter the source, which means you can now deflect missiles on the catapult spell because that deals bludgeoning damage. And it doesn't specifically say magical bludgeoning. It just says bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. So magical bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, like from the Ice Storm spell, also would work. And, you know, you just reduce it by an amount and then you can catch it and throw it back. Now, the extended version of this is the part that I would homebrew. If I had a monk that multi-classed into wizard, I think more classes should do this kind of thing. It may get muddy in the rulings, but I think when you multi-class, rather than just having a little bit of both classes, I think there should be like synergy abilities.
Okay.
And it's probably more homebrew than anything, because they would have to consider every permeation of this. But maybe giving some examples could be the alternate. But what I would let players do if I had a monk wizard is I would extend their deflect missiles into the spells, and I would call it like deflect magic instead. And so, like, because you've gone monk and wizard, you've got specifically, like in Hades, when you get double god boons, they have a dual effect. Right?
We have to talk about that.
Exactly. We'll get to Hades. So we'll get dual god boons. And so you'd have dual class boons in that sense. Deflect magic now incorporates firebolt and the other spells that also have an attack roll in this version. So now I would say that there would be less wording required. With that in mind, one of the level 14 abilities in the new monk has a class feat called Deflect Energy, simply. Now, they've gone a step further than what I was doing in the homebrew, and they have just flat out said, at Deflect Energy, you can deflect all damage, no matter the source. Doesn't have to be an attack roll projectile. It is simply, if damage comes your way, you can deflect energy on it, and if you capture enough of that, you know, if it's low level and you can deflect like 10 damage, you can capture that. Or, you know, do like like if you're watching Kung Fu Panda, you can redirect the cannonball of magic towards somebody. Now, and it will deal that damage that originally was coming at you. So, yes, everything. Literally all of it. And the way they've got around stuff like auto-hitting spells, like Magic Missile, and keep in mind you would only deflect one instance of Magic Missile, not all 3, because each count as a separate attack dart. So one Magic Missile bolt hits you, you deflect on that. It will deal half damage until you reduce it. No, sorry, it will just reduce. And then you can throw that And rather than it dealing the spell or whatever you're casting, it will deal damage on your monk martial arts dice. So it will scale with your level. Also, monk martial arts dice goes up to all the way up to a D12 now, which means their scaling has been fixed. And on the back end of it, your monk martial arts dice starts at a D6 and not a D4, which means your unarmed strike immediately does a D6 of damage, which puts it immediately puts it on par with all other basic weapons that aren't things like daggers. But it also means that a dagger, as a monk weapon, deals more damage than a regular dagger. So, with all that considered, you have deflect attack. So you start off with bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. You get to a high-skilled monk, suddenly you can deflect all energy. You're redirecting with your focus. And then you can throw that back, and same with deflect attack, you can throw either of them back and hit them. No attack roll, or I think it's a dexterity saving throw. You throw them, and it's already hit. It's a dex saving throw, and then I don't know if it's half damage on a fail or a success, but either way, what you do is you deal your monk martial arts dice. So if you're like level 5 or 6 or whatever it is, you get a D8. If you're level 15, it's probably a D12 at that point. Anyway. Monk is sick. That's all I got. That's like, that is probably the best thing I've seen from that. Yes, Matt's in his rant era.
That's okay. I did that last week.
Yeah. The other thing I saw is they straight up preface this with, now, Way of the Four Elements. So they've changed the subclass name from Way to Warrior, so it's now Warrior of the Four Elements. Mm-hmm. That is still in the game. However, they said, looking at our data, not only was the player satisfaction the lowest for this class out of any in the game, it was also the least played in any of the game, which told us that we needed to not only rework it, we needed to make it completely different. Which means that Warrior of the Four Elements, yeah, it's basically a new subclass under the same name. Oh, it's under the same theme, I guess. Mm-hmm. And what they've let you do with that, you know Chromatic Orb, how you choose the damage of your spell type?
Uh-huh.
The Way of the Elements monk is that. So you basically, you're the avatar. You can do 3 unarmed strikes. And I've thought about this in terms of tactics. If you're trying to find out resistance for something, you can go cold damage first hit, fire damage second hit, lightning damage third hit. You've just done 3 attacks in the span of 1 turn to figure out if the enemy is resistant to any one of those. And basically, while you're also doing sick damage, you are also providing utility and support for the rest of your party if you're worried about resistances. And I think that is so neat, and that is just the basic part of that class. And I immediately love it. I think that's such a good version.
I think I am concerned. I did hear some stuff about them talking about the sorcerer.
Haven't heard sorcerer yet.
What is it? The draconic ancestry. Like so there was a controversy, or there has been some talk about why are these rings stuck together. There was some talks about how it felt a little bit unfair with sorcerer, that if you're a draconic ancestor, like at 18th level you could cast like summon dragon or something. I can't remember exactly what the spell was.
Yeah.
But it doesn't require concentration anymore at that point. You don't need the exorbitant amount of materials needed for that spell, and also you don't need to concentrate on it.
What level is this?
18th.
Oh.
However,
why is that unfair? Everyone can cast Wish at that point.
Well, so here's the thing, is it was compared with Hunter's Mark, which is made even more important for the Ranger class. And them saying that, like, you still need to be able to concentrate on it, because if you can't...
Oh, in comparison to Ranger,
like in compare and somebody was the person who was doing this thing is like, guys, if you hate Rangers, why are they still in the game? Like, why are we doing this to Rangers?
Yeah, fair enough.
If you hate Rangers, just say that.
Apparently, I'm trying to find it. Apparently, people have been doing write-ups.
This is the largest player.
Sorry, that would have come through the screen. Apparently, people have been doing write-ups for the. I think it's on D&D Beyond. Literally, they've been doing write-ups for each of the classes here. And I'm just trying to find out.
Now I'm just using hearsay. I literally have not looked at the new stuff at all because I don't really know what camp I fall in. I'm
like right now. I'm pretty happy with a lot of this stuff.
I feel like, I don't know, I am in that mode where it's like I'm confident with 5e. I know it the best. I've been playing it the longest. So I guess it'll just depend.
I'm struggling with this as well. Is that the part of our neurodivergency or like general resistance to change factor? That is emphasizing that? Because I know it was for me, and now that I'm reading it more, I'm a bit more excited about it.
I don't know if it's that, because like I do. There have been a couple of times where I've like been challenging like my regular play like group. Like, hey, why don't we like change systems? Why don't we do something different? That isn't D&D. So I don't know. There's part of me that's like, there is a possibility that because I'm comfortable with it, that I don't want to change, and that's part of my neurodivergency. But
it
also,
might not even be the neurodivergency.
Like,
it could just be the oppositional part of it, of not wanting change.
I don't see any reason why 5e is really that bad. I don't have all of the complaints that some people have about 5e.
I have complaints about Wizards of the Coast in general rather than 5e as a... Like, there is no perfect system. That's how I generally feel. Like, there's going to be crap stuff in all of them. There is no perfect one. However, like, this is good. This is, you know, without Hasbro dipping their grubby little fingers into this game, it looks like right now that they've actually listened to what people are asking, minus the Ranger. The Ranger still sounds... I haven't actually seen the Ranger video, but the consensus is that Ranger is still a mess.
Which sucks, because I love Ranger.
I like Rangers too. I love playing a Ranger. In fact, I would say it's like innately where a lot of my character concepts fall. It's just I know that I'm playing a Ranger not for like optimization in that sense. I'm playing a Ranger for fun.
That's
but people
true.
are like, Ranger's bad but like it does feel bad when you can't cast any other spells. I will grant that. Concentration sucks.
I did, because like I did play, so there was that stream that I did where I played a Gloomstalker Ranger exclusively, and I think that's one of the most fun I've ever had playing.
So
I was like, I'm not here for optimization, I'm just here to play a cute bean.
Well, hang on. Let me tell you
but
about
I also
the Gloomstalker.
fucking destroyed.
Let me tell you the fucking Gloomstalker. So, the Gloomstalker. I was literally saying this to Emily and the others yesterday. Connor from Cloudkill was talking about, like, they were like, oh, I don't know if I like the new Paladin. I was like, here's the thing. I think the new Paladin is really good for the game because it scales the Paladin in a healthy nerf way back to in line with the other classes. Now, as a general rule, if you need to multi-class or your build for your general, like your pure class character cannot match another pure class character, that is game design that needs addressing. Paladins, without multi-classing at all, absolutely fucked. Like, you tell me another class that doesn't fuck as hard as a Paladin at high level, because
Paladins are fucking scary.
They fuck. Like, they go in, they break down the door, and they fuck. The only other things I see compare are usually like the other things, like a Hexblade Warlock type stuff. There is like a tier above everything else. Now, the Paladin's getting nerfed in a healthy way like that. It's bringing it back. Ranger is on the other side of the scale. Unless you multi-class Matt Brown on Paladins, they fuck. Yeah, exactly. They fuck.
Yep.
You could quote me on that. Paladins fuck in both the in both the mechanical sense and the gameplay sense. And if a Paladin walked into the building, Paladin fucks, as far as I'm concerned. You know, you walk in, you're like, I have the oath of my dick, and then and they will do it. So Rangers on the other side of the scale. They are the opposite to a Paladin. Unless you multi-class a Ranger, it's not a good. It doesn't hold up to anything else. Like if you have to take stuff like Sharpshooter. You have to take stuff. You get shoehorned into playing one type of Ranger, whereas you could take any Paladin and you're good. That's kind of what I'm getting at. And that's why Gloomstalkers.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, it's why Gloomstalkers are the best Ranger. Because Gloomstalkers are on par, if not on par with the Paladin.
Oh no!
But Gloomstalkers also fuck. They just don't fuck as hard as a Paladin, you know?
I don't know. I was fucking some dudes up
as
a Gloomstalker.
Here's the thing. Past turn 1 or 2, does a Gloomstalker do much more than regular damage, though?
He's doing pretty good. I will say.
If you're sharpshooting with two crossbows, you still get shoehorned into like a specific thing. But yeah, like
I did tell my my DM and my party, and I was like, if you guys think I'm gonna play a Ranger that's casting spells, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah. So it's like Rangers, unless you're playing a Gloomstalker, even then, a Gloomstalker Assassin is just so much better than any other Ranger, which means you have to multi-class to get the good shit. And then, yeah, and then any other subclass in the Ranger just feels like an afterthought at that point, you know?
Ow.
I think that's the problem I struggle with. That is the struggle, not specifically just me. Unless you play a Gloomstalker or multi-class as a Ranger, you just kind of get left behind on everybody else. And I saw that actually a little bit with Jess's. She was a Drake Warden all of our Avernus campaign. And she was like, I put on Hunter's Mark. Oh, man, I broke concentration. Well, I guess I attack twice in my turn and my little guy attacks a little bit. And that was kind of all she could do. Whereas you get Mr. fucking Sorcerer over here who's like, I'm going to cast spells many times per turn.
I think, was it Favored Foe? Favored Foe's not specifically...
It was concentration as well.
But it's not specifically Gloomhaven. I think that's a Tasha's thing.
It's the Tasha revised Ranger.
Because that's the thing that saved me was Favored Foe. And now, granted, we were high level, so I had access to cool stuff.
Yeah, I guess like Favored Foe at low level though was a worse Hunter's Mark and still required concentration. The only difference is it wasn't a spell slot. So it was like, all right, well, I may as well spend the spell slot if I'm already concentrating to get the extra D, like in D6 rather than D4.
Some reason why I didn't do that, but anyways.
Yeah, the main, and I need to see the rest of the rules, and I think everybody else does too. But the main criticism right now is why is it concentration at all? And it would make the class immediately jump up a tier, because the second you don't have to concentrate on it, it's like, oh, you're free to do other stuff in your turn as well. And suddenly the versatility of a Ranger exponentially improves. And the reason why I'm like, we need to see what the other rules are like is how does Hunter's Mark interact with the rest of the game rules that aren't specifically Ranger rules? And that's the only reason that I'm like, maybe the concentration is still warranted. Maybe there's a rule we don't know about yet. Maybe you can concentrate on more than one thing now. Maybe there's a feat to do that. I'm just going to catch up on chat as well.
Yeah. It's all good.
Emily, yeah, so this is in relation to the Medusa thing. If it's cool and makes sense and doesn't break anything, or if it breaks something in a cool way and serves enjoyment, that everyone who cares about the fine print. I'm pretty sure, thinking back on it, I may have been abusing the Vortex Warp spell the other day on Let's Roll for Dragons, but the idea of forcefully teleporting someone into the air and dropping them 90 feet at level 2 onto somebody else and making them take 96 damage is fucking funny. And I kept doing that in our Elden Ring one-shot because I'm pretty sure we would have died if I didn't drop people on other people. In fact, we did still die. It was Elden Ring.
Welcome, Zycatch. Thanks for joining us.
Zycatch.
And yes, it is a super cool dragon that Matt is working on.
My wonderful friends over at Let's Roll for Dragons, when I guested on them, have just cabinets full of dragons. And I saw this one. They had this next to a 3D printed Tiamat. And I went, these are amazing. And they're like, oh, they're just 3D printed. I print them. And I went, can I give you the cost in resin to print me one this big? And he goes, oh, there's a spare one in the other room over here. I'll just give you this one. So I can't remember what Jess said about they should. Oh, that's the snakes. You can play Medusas in Theros, but that would be thematically pleasing. I contend that any attack you don't use your arms is an unarmed. Okay, fair enough. Headbutt sure is an unarmed. You can actually call a headbutt an unarmed strike, I'm pretty sure, because it is unarmed and it's using like a part of your body. I guess the snakes are, but because they're statted to specifically is why we were ruling it different.
So Z, pronounced Z. Okay, thank you for letting us know. They, them pronouns. Awesome. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us and hanging out with us.
Thanks for popping
honestly,
in.
I love rangers. They're not used enough. I hate, or I have a tiefling ranger who I love. Yeah, that's the thing is like, okay. So one of my biggest things is, I was actually having this chat with Chemel the other day because we're talking about maybe starting another game. And he was asking me like, what do you want me to play? Like, what should I play? And I was like, don't put that on me, first of all. Second of all, play what's going to make, what is going to be fun for you to play.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is the most important thing. Like, when people ask me, like, oh, what should I play? What should I do? I'm like, don't, it doesn't matter. Because my job as your dungeon master is to make the game fun for you no matter what you play.
Yeah.
I want you to have fun. To the point where, like, so I have a player in one of my games, one of my paid games that I've had since October. He was a brand new player, had no idea how to optimize his character. He is playing a monk. He has like no hit points. And we're talking to him about it, and he is... I said Chemel's name, and he shows up. Hey, ZBD.
Hey, how you doing?
So I have this player who is like lamenting that he has like no hit points. And I'm like, look, you're like level 9 now. I was like, if it is affecting you, now that we only have 3 players, we've had a bunch of people like drop the game for life reasons, which is valid. I was like, if you want to play, or like if you want to switch around your stats, like I am okay with this, because you didn't exactly understand what you were doing with your stats when you first started to play. And now that you have like 6 plus months worth of experience as to what you're doing with your character, now you know what Khan needs to do and that you don't need strength. Because he was putting stuff in strength and charisma and all kinds of wild. He was going with the vibe, and I'm like, okay, that's totally fine. But now he's like, all right, I want to just like switch my con and my strength, and he is now much happier with his character because like that's all that matters.
So yeah, I've got a twofold thing with that. Mm-hmm. I usually will allow specific players to change stuff. One of my games, however, does ask quite frequently. Like, I want to say they've asked in 10 sessions, they have asked a total of about 5 times to change their character class and ability scores.
Okay.
And at that point, I'm like,
but
I've let them change once.
But that's abuse of the system.
That's what I was about to get at. No other player is asking to do this except them. And it's been like, oh, I'm this character, but I also want to be this character. Can I change this? And then I kind of just leave them on red because I can tell that they're in like a thing that they want to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of leave them, and they'll come back and be like, oh, don't worry about it. I've changed my mind. But yeah.
Chemel, I was mentioning when we were having our conversation and you asked me what you should play for our prospective game. And I was like, oh, no. You play what you want to play. I will make everything else work. I'm going to make so many... you're not even going to recognize this game.
Yeah.
My favorite character that I've ever played was a halfling bard named Norman who had anger issues and liked to use his instrument as a weapon. I love it. Bards are another fucking level.
Bards are really fun. I'm playing a rogue mastermind bard in Castleton. So, so I came up with like that he's like a politician type. So I went with rogue mastermind, but then he ascended and went to the castle and had to start like being a showman. So I put it into bard after that. But that means that he's really, really good at social interactions from the bard, not only the bard, but the mastermind factor.
Nice.
So he's got quite, like, I'm pretty sure, I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure he has advantage on all social checks. And I need to check
I love that.
Yeah.
I have a problem where I like to switch things that I do for other people, which is a problem. That's not a problem. It's not a problem.
Switch.
I think I just like being indecisive before a game is completely valid. Like there are some times where it's like, oh man, I've got like so many different, I cannot tell you the amount of characters I have banging around inside of my head that is like, oh my god, it would be so cool to play this character and this. And anytime somebody's like, hey, do you want to play a game? And I'm like, yeah, here are 7 characters I already have backstories for. Let's go, pick one. But I realize that I get way more enjoyment out of my games when I play something that I feel is I have passion for.
I'll always
because if you don't have passion for a character, then you're not going to want to play them.
I will always choose a character theme before I make my character. So I will always like. So I love a bit of I love a bit of game crafting as well. Don't get me wrong, but I choose my theme and my story elements before I build, and then I'll build and then I will squeeze every drop of what they can do out of it, because that's my process in making a character. And like, I won't always choose the best thing, but I like being a DM, I know what they are. I know at like level 3, I know what to take if I want to do X thing. And like, other than that, it'll be like, what else do I want to do? Because I'll typically just take like 1 or 2 damaging spells, and the rest of my stuff will be funky stuff.
Well, like, so for instance, there was, I am playing in a Wild Beyond the Witchlight game.
Yeah.
And the DM has DM'd this game before, and she said that like her last party tried to fight their way through every single encounter.
That campaign really wants you to not fight, but in a way that I find it in a negative way. It really wants. It was really boasting don't fight in this campaign, but I think that's a detriment to it.
I actually so playing with this particular group and I DM'd them first. The first time I played with this particular group, I DM'd the first time I did Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. Yeah. And god damn it, they are thorough. They're so thorough. So I was like, okay, cool. So when I get to play this new game with them, like I know the kind of character that I can create and be kind of fun with it. Because I knew that if we were going to play a game where the point was not to fight everything, I could make a character that, like, I wouldn't have to worry about. I would just have to be crafty with my brain.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I think.
So I built what I call a utility wizard. I don't want to fight.
Wizards.
I'm not here to fight. So I take mostly like utility spells. Like a web could be really cool. Like it'd be really cool if I could like web our enemies up and then we could ask them questions or something. Or I do invisibility or something like that. That is like, I don't know.
I think
I have feelings about it.
I think I like it when there's a balance of both. Because there are scenarios where either the villain will instigate or the players will instigate, and it's like, even if the campaign really doesn't want you to fight, usually the method of the campaign doesn't want you to fight is enemy too strong for you to fight, which isn't, that's not fun. Players, and depending on the group, will always want the option of like, can we take this thing down? Otherwise, even if the game wants you to like talk your way out of a problem, it feels railroady when you don't have the option to bludgeon your way out of something, because sometimes players get sick of it and just go, you know what, everybody dies now. So like, I
will say this, for being about 15 sessions in, I think we've maybe been in a handful of combats. We are pretty good at the social stuff. I think my only complaint is, as a wizard, I haven't had the opportunity to learn new spells as I've picked them up because I don't get money. And that's
you should get 2 new spells at every level, right?
Yes, but I have a packet of spell scrolls that I would be able to learn, but I can't because I don't have money to learn them.
Yeah, fair.
And then the DM told me like 4 sessions in, oh, this game doesn't have a lot of like ways to give you money.
Then the DM needs to also give you that then.
I'm like, okay, cool. I would have loved to know that before session 0. I would have made like a sorcerer or something.
Yeah. You should talk to them about that and just be like, I need, if I can't respec my entire class, I need a way to be able to transcribe these, whether it's like a little gem or something else like that I find, and you can pepper those gems out however you want in a valuation of gold. But like, that's such a fundamental part of the wizard class that's like actively hampering your ability to have the fun of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like,
let's see.
In the Avernus campaign, I fucked up the Demon Ica thing a little bit, because you're supposed to be able to get around Avernus probably a bit easier than we ended up doing. But basically what I did by the end of it was just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to give you a shitload of soul coins. Like, we just made it so soul coins just didn't, when they got higher level, there was no need for inventory management because we were kind of past that stage of the game.
Z says, which is why Undertale is so cool. It's not that all of the enemies are impossible to fight, but it makes you feel genuinely bad for killing enemies you didn't have to kill. Yep, that's kind of like, a lot of us are like, we don't want to have to pick fights with the fairies. We don't want to fight the dogs that are trying to eat us.
I think that's the thing, though. You can if you need to or want to.
But we could.
I think that's my main gripe. The agency is taking away from me when it forbids me to do the thing by making it too strong.
I think in my case, like it works well for the party that I'm in. That is kind of anti-fighty.
I think I'm talking from like a more than one group point of view, I guess.
Yeah. But Jerk the Turk says, so Matt, the quandary I have in this game is that I want to figure out if I want to be Hercules, the guy who punches faces, or Hercules, the Giga Chad, who is a brofist. That and this is a moral quandary I'm having, where I want to mend fences but also punch faces.
But isn't the combination of both of those great as a character arc? Bro, I want to like punch you now, but something in me says I like shouldn't. Like, that's funny. That's conflict.
I love
like, it's like the dude bro is learning a conscience and he starts off as a dick. And he's like, bro, my dad owns a dealership. It's called Olympus. Yeah, bro.
Funny because he's been talking about being one of the god's sons.
Yeah, exactly. My dad owns Olympus. Cool, dude. Like, you could totally do both.
There's no way. Well, because I think what were we talking about? We were talking about there was like the barbarian path of the Hercules, which is a little bit more like wrestling.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then we briefly talked about Paladin. And then there's I believe it's in Mythos, they have the gladiator path. I can't remember which. There's like, Oath of Glory could be really cool for Paladin.
Oh, Oath of Glory got put in 5.5.
Ooh,
yeah,
I know it was very popular.
Yeah, well, that was the Theros one,
right? Yeah, that was Theros.
Yeah, so it got upgraded for 5.5, and now I think it's Oath of Glory or Oath of Crown. I think it's Glory. I don't know if Crown's in it.
Oh.
But Oath of Glory now has a like glorious presence ability at later levels, and basically you can activate this thing where you are so fucking awesome that everybody has to take a knee around you and is incapacitated. Like, they have to go like speed 0 prone, and you have to bow towards this amazing figure of power, and it's just baked into the class.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Bask
in my radiance, bros. Sorry?
I feel like I should play a paladin sometime. So, okay,
I think paladins are like one of my favorites.
I don't have like a go-to class. I have played so many different kinds of classes because I want to play. I don't get to play enough games.
I think I played Beastmaster Ranger more than other classes.
Okay, so let's see here. My first ever character in 5e was a Circle of Land druid. I'm pretty sure I took grasslands.
Yeah.
My second character was a assassin rogue ranger multi-class. My next character was a Pact of the Fae warlock. And then I was a Battlemaster fighter. I did a three level dip in barbarian for that one.
Damn. And
now I'm playing a wizard. Divination wizard. That was a mistake. I regret that.
Hey Leia, my 50 off Friday delivery's coming today.
Hey.
With the Battle Sisters.
No. Yeah. And my next character is gonna be my partner, because we're doing the Asia inspired or like Asian culture or mythology. That's the word I was like. Yeah. Eastern mythology inspired game. I am playing. He's homebrewing a cleric domain for me called the Domain of Fortune.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be very cool. Wow. For playing D&D for like 13 years, that's not very many characters.
I also don't get to play many. I would say it's above like I play a lot of one-shots on the charity stuff and on streams. I have played more characters on stream as a player than I have offline.
And my Gloomstalker Ranger, because she was a fucking badass.
Yeah. God, what else have I got? So my first ever character in 4th edition was a rogue, and then my first ever in 5th. Oh my god, this is scary to have because I keep tipping stuff. My first ever in 5th was a Vengeance Paladin, except they comboed almost too well with this other character George was playing, so I benched them pretty permanently. Actually, I benched them permanently until I got a better handle of playing characters, because it was like I was both new to D&D and playing, and that character wasn't cohesive with a party. That character and the other character were basically a 2-man army, and it wasn't good for a party composition. It stood on other characters' toes in a way that we were just like, let's not play them anymore.
Z says the first character I played was a drow bard named Danny, who was exiled from his hometown for being annoyingly cheery all the time. He had a pet ferret named Mr. Bubbles.
Did you make Flanders?
Danny was a college of Swords bard, and Mr. Bubbles could swallow cocktail swords. Oh my gosh. I'm obsessed. I love so I guess this happened when I played my drow so my Gloomstalker Ranger was also a drow, and that's when I got to learn about Illustrae, because I played like a very bubbly, like I wanted to play a drow that lived on the surface, and I didn't at that time know who Illustrae was until my DM let me know. I love bubbly drow. They're just adorable.
Bubbly drow.
They're just the cutest. Bubbly drow. She talked like this, and I always wanted to help people.
Yeah, that's fun. I'm trying to think what else I've played. One of my favorite characters also was one of my favorite other characters was a kobold beastmaster, except he rode a giant spider named Charlemagne. And he and then when Charlemagne died, he got an axe beak and called it Charlotte Crane, and then renamed it Charlemagne because he was like, no, I miss Charlemagne. I like Charlemagne better. So basically, even if one of his beast creatures dies, the next one is just still called Charlemagne. And with the new revised, yeah, sorry.
No, I was gonna make a joke about Roach.
Fair. So now with the revised Ranger, with the companion not being able to die and it's more of a spirit, it kind of works better because Charlemagne can be any form now, but it's still Charlemagne. So you can be like, Charlemagne, you're back. What form do you take now, Charlemagne? And it's just like, I'm a giant snake, Charlemagne. Charla Snake, very good. But yeah, no, I love that little guy.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Definitely one of my favorite characters was when I played my Battlemaster fighter, because that is when me and my girlfriend played our lady tanks together, whereas like we played the tanky characters, whereas like the boys normally played tanky characters. We're like, no, we're gonna be a fighter druid combo. She would turn into a giant spider. I would ride her into battle because I was a fire genasi whose mom was a drow. Anybody picking up on the commonality here?
Yeah, I'm saying it.
We would ride her into battle, and we would just launch ourselves into like absolute flurries. Yeah. It was fucking awesome.
Oh man.
Oh,
that's fun. What else is there? I play. So one of my first like well-rounded, not too power characters was an Arakocra gunslinger, and I still play them every now and then now. when I first made him, he talked like Bird Person from Rick and Morty, but then he slowly started becoming like more southern. So now I play him like fucking Foghorn Leghorn Gunslinger. But he's a gunslinger who has a number of weapons, but his favorite one's a bad news sniper rifle called the Long Night, because you're in for one. And then he's had a few different versions, but Dead Aussie Gamer was so kind, and when I played with him in a 3-shot, or a 1-shot, I don't even remember, he literally got art commissioned of him, but he is like Rainbow Lorikeet themed in that art. So I have art, actually I'll try find it. I have Rainbow Lorikeet art of Scraw, and he is so adorable now that I don't think I can do anything else with him other than keep it as is. Shit, where is that?
I should note that Mr. Bubbles 1 isn't a familiar or anything, just a pet I was gifted to Danny by which return for a favor. I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's a bit in Odyssey of the Dragon Lords where you go to fight some troglodytes, and there are 3 troglodyte brood mothers, and they're like watching over their like children, and a bunch of the little baby troglodytes are trying to eat the runt of the litter.
Oh.
And my current game, who just encountered that, is like the ranger or the rogue is like, no, I save the baby, and I'm like, all right, well, roll for your stealth, like go ahead and do it. He rolled like, because they had Pass Without a Trace on like a I don't know, it was a 30 something. It was fucking bonkers. It was crazy. I was like, all right, and he's a kobold.
Oh wow.
And he's like described himself as also the runt of his litter. So he's like, I saved the baby, and now the baby they're like, we're gonna teach it to be better.
Yeah. All right, so...
I don't have the heart to take this baby troglodyte from I can't do it because they named him, Matt. They named him. His name is Telpo.
That's so cute. I found the my inspiration that I made for Scraw many years ago. Here he is. If you want to see him. Sorry,
yes.
This is one of the versions of Scraw I had.
Oh my god! Yes.
So that's a Galar. So Scraw takes many forms. He's been an owl. He's been a Galar. His latest iteration is a Rainbow Lorikeet. I think he was an eagle at one point, but like this image has stuck with me for so long that it's a stupid ass looking bird.
The Nerf gun on his back.
So the reason why he's got Nerf guns as well is the way I designed his rifle was basically it had a base version of the gun, and like a Nerf gun, you could put the different attachments on it. So when he had his blunderbuss version, he'd take out his ammo casings, shove like a hopper in it, and just like Roadhog from Overwatch, shove a bunch of gunpowder and bullet matter in there and just shoot that at somebody. When he wanted to do the bad news version, he would stick like a custom firing bolt in it, put a scope, a stock, and a barrel on it, and suddenly it looked like a sniper rifle. So it was very like...
All right.
Also kind of like, if anyone knows Jin from League of Legends, he basically carries his sniper rifle on his back and plugs it into his pistol the same way. And his pistol turns into a high-powered rifle. So it's like very, like basically a modular gun type situation. But yeah.
I really want to design a red-tailed black cockatoo Okokra.
Oh, you should do that. Gosh, I'm going to try find this Scraw art because I love it so much. I've also got another piece of art I want to show off, and it's from Chapter 5 because I got in touch with our artist who did our Chapter 4 key art poster. If you want to see what it is, go down to the About description.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Same artist is going to do a few posters for us this time. And we both settled. I sent her... So the ones that I was designing last Friday, like the Akira-looking one, the one where everyone's falling, and the cafe alternate universe one. the one where everyone's falling, she was like, I really like this idea, and I know you've said this stained glass window thing could be a direction we go in, and I've kind of fallen in love with that. Can we make the entire poster a stained glass window aesthetic? And I went, I fucking love that. Yeah.
Yes.
Because it'll look prophetic.
Yes.
So I want to say one of our, I would say, I don't know if it's going to be the main key art poster, but it'll be like one of the 2 main ones, and the third one will be like a teaser. It'll look like a stained glass prophecy type thing. Like if you know the Descent into Avernus ones with like Zariel and stuff. Yeah. That vibe.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love that vibe.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see what she can do with it.
I was talking to Alex, and I was like, speaking of stained glass, I was like, would it be totally dweeby if I got a tattoo of some stained glass windows from Warhammer? Like, I really want to do some like.
Oh, here's another look
some,
for
like,
Scroll I had.
Crazy stuff.
This was another inspiration I had for him. I think this is when he looked more like an eagle.
Ooh, I like that.
It's that one's an official art I found.
That's cool.
I can't find where Scroll is.
Oh, my hands hurt so bad. This looks so freaking cool, though. I'm begging you to look up a female red tail black cockatoo. They look like the night sky, and their tails are sunsets. All right, I will look it up because I don't know what we're talking about. Oh my goodness. Oh.
They're
my phone
gorgeous.
is telling me that we're live.
They are so gorgeous. Here they are. Nope, that's the wrong fucking window, Matt. You should go to that one. All right, that's what they look like. Oh, where's the one of it flying? That's a good one.
Oh.
Pretty birdie.
Those are gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what they look like. Fully black underneath, on top, and then this lovely red display on the bottom. Did I literally never save that? I need to go back through my Discord.
Speaking of art, I'm going to take us on a different topic.
That's fine.
But this is like an art thing. As an art dweeb, this is Matt's fault. I bought Hades last week. I'm obsessed.
I told you.
It's so pretty.
Do you understand why I was like, how have you, Leia, who loves Greek mythology, not played Hades?
It's like, it's so funny because my partner will come up and like, I'm like listening to some god talk to me, and he's like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "This is Mama Nyx. We love her. She's a saint." This is Artemis. We're friends. I think we're chill. Here's Aphrodite. I have a poster of her in my room now. I think we're boyfriend and girlfriend. It's a joke. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening.
Oh man, I don't know if I saved it, and I'm very upset by that.
I'm sorry.
No, I can probably go find it.
Let's see. Sometimes in the light, they look almost blue or purple instead of black, and it is gorgeous. I love those feathers. It's like crows and ravens can be the same way, as they've got that like. That's what made me think about it. Is like that like super black. That's like almost purple or blue.
Yeah.
Is like that's how that Nyx art is in Hades. It is like.
Oh, I found him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it to Discord now that I have it, and it's getting saved on my computer.
Show us the art.
I'm gonna send it to. Why can't I send it to? All right, well, I'm gonna send it to artsy stuff, but I'm gonna save it and put it on stream as well, so you don't need to go into the Discord. But if people do want
But
to
you can't go to the Discord.
Oh, Z, I just saw you pop in. Thank you. Artsy stuff. Okay, that's Scraw there.
If you want to join our Discord, you can.
Public Discord.
We're a super inclusive public Discord. Come, you can hang out in our hangout stuff and post things. Oh my god, he's so cute.
How cool is he?
Oh my god, I love him.
And he talks like this. Well there, buddy. You're gonna get a bullet in the head. Yeah. I think this version of Scrawl we played in a game called Rob Tries Pathfinder. And Rob Hartley had to DM Pathfinder for us for the first time with like me, AJ, Dead Aussie Gamer, and them. And then Dag literally commissioned these while we were playing, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But this game is this game was the first time I called his weapon the Long Night. I'm pretty sure. Because I pulled it out and I did this sick maneuver where he was like flying and I did like a twirl upside down as I was entering initiative. And I got a surprise round and I upside down shot someone and I just annihilated them before combat even started. And then I landed being like, yeah, welcome. Yeah, Scraw's my I think Scraw is one of my highest damage characters. He's like, he was the one I made to be like, I'm gonna point at you and you're gonna die type character. Because he's got all the sharpshooter and bad news, and I think he can like at level 2 or 3 he can pop off like 40 damage if he hits correctly in one shot, and it's just he's just like, yep, that's what I do. I'll come in and I fuck it up. Kind of like just, you know, typical bounty hunter vibe. I can hear my Facebook dingling and I need to mute you. Would you like to see, or would everyone like to see, some Chapter 5 art concepts that are coming up based on the ones we were just talking about? For our D&D show.
Chapter 5 art.
Yeah, the ones that Merklem and I were talking about. I can show you the concept sketch for the stained glass window one.
Ooh,
if anyone would like to see, that is.
I always want to see art. I love art. I want to see art.
I mean, let's see art. I can't see chat wanting to see art though, so I might not do it. No, it's... well, actually, I'll wait till the end of the ad break before I show it off as well.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All right, Z's pushed me over the line. I'll show off the art.
Do it for Z.
We'll wait for the ads. But yeah. Love Scrawl.
So yeah, I've been talking to Chemel. I might be doing like it would be an early morning
for you.
Sunday
so like,
game for me. Yeah, like
so like
5 a.m.
Sunday evening for us.
Yeah.
Damn. That sounds fun.
Could be. We'll see. See, Z is an art major. Z knows where it's at. How's your dragon going? I can't see it.
Oh, yes, I will get rid of this window. You're right. I've been like re-establishing a base code because my black color is different to the one that they've got on here. So I've just been like, it only needs to be a thin coat, but it more or less it's coming through. So your return, let us know in chat if you're back, and then I'll show off this art. Monday night art time, yeah.
No, if it's super early Sunday morning, it'll be Sunday night for you.
Yeah, it'd be Sunday night for us. Because when it's late enough for us, they get their daytime of the one we just had. They are behind and we are ahead.
It's like the summers were 14 hours apart and then the winters were 16 hours apart.
So I'm Australian Melbourne time, and Leia, I don't know yours. I don't know what yours is. I just know that the differential on it.
Yeah, I am Eastern. I think it's Eastern daytime.
Eastern daytime.
Yeah.
Oh, because you're on daylight right now.
We're daylight. That's yeah. Because I'm EDT right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, so
yeah.
I'm Aussie, and it is currently almost midday, 11:45 a.m., and it's like 8 for you, 8, 9, or 10 for you?
9:45. Close, yeah. No cigar.
Well, because I know that, like, is it only like 6 p.m. in the East Coast right now?
It'll be, if it's 9 p.m. right now, it's the West Coast is 3 hours behind, so it'll be about 7 p.m. for them coming up.
Yeah, okay. CST 8:45.
Yeah, Central Time.
Is that much different from where you are?
That's just an hour behind for me.
I was about to say, is that the next one over?
It would be, yeah.
And is Mountain, so does it go, what's your one? What's your one again? Eastern?
Oh gosh, there's Eastern, Central, Mountain,
and then Pacific.
There might be another one in there.
I think there's only
Geography's
4.
not. I am an art major.
Yeah, fair enough.
Time is an illusion. No, that's it. Cool. Thanks, Z.
Okay.
Z's got my back.
Well, in that sense, yeah. Besides Hawaii, yeah. Hawaii. What's Hawaii's one? That'd be quite removed. That'd be closer to me, actually.
It's pretty. It's
actually, they might
there,
be near me, but a whole day behind.
Possibly. I don't. I'm one of those people. I believe that we shouldn't have Hawaii.
What?
Hawaii's not ours.
Oh, as in, like, it should return to not being the U.S.?
Yes, it makes zero sense.
I agree.
Also, Alaska.
I agree with that.
Alaska doesn't make any sense either.
I was like, that comment can be taken in one of two ways, and I'm pretty sure you mean it in the way that is giving it back to the people who didn't who were not responsible for colonizing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
All right. Same wavelength. I was like, I don't think you're going to be a fuckhead on this, but I need to stipulate in case anyone's new here.
I don't think you're gonna be a fuckhead. Thanks. Hawaiian should not be in the Americas. Yeah, so for them it is July 10th, 3:47 p.m. Oh my god, for it to be 4 p.m. right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's...
The day's just starting.
The day's just starting at 4 p.m.?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, you're a night owl.
There's so much to do.
I
am a night owl. I am the night.
I am the night. Ooh. Okay, so you want to see some art?
Art.
Okay, so yeah, I've been so similar to. Did I show you those animations I was doing? I think I showed them off last week.
Yes, you showed them off last week.
Okay, so I finished all those. I took like 3 days to do. I'm happy with those. And I've been talking with my artist. Shout out to motherfucking Merklum. And I need to create a command for that. But Merklum did, if you can see it in our about. Oh, all my browsing history got reset. Merklum did our Chapter 4 key art and our Vatic redesign. Go give him a follow on Instagram. She's a wonderful bean. She doesn't take commissions often, but if you're lucky, she might do some for you. She's got a really lovely art style. Like line work with like she does like heavy lines for us because that's what we asked for, but her like natural style is like no black line inking. So it's like,
oh, I love that.
yeah. Have a look at her stuff. It's really lovely.
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
So,
my kiddo
actually,
is
I'll bring it up.
texting me.
I'll bring her up. But yeah, if you want to see it, have it at her Instagram. When we start putting when we start putting everything up, we'll have a credit for her and everything, and this kind of stuff, if you can see it. Like, I really like that green-haired knight on the right over there.
Hell yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff she normally does. Really lovely lighting. Oh, this one here. Oh,
I love that.
yeah. It's painterly. Yeah. So I'm kind of anticipating the stained glass one might have this like painterly glow to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be really fun to see. But yeah, so here is... Which one have I got here? Okay, so this is one of our new characters played by Ellen Graham. This is going to be... Their name is Casimir. I think they are a he-they character. And they are our rogue assassin for this chapter. Ellen guested on a whole season. In addition to our other guest player. The other guest player only stayed for half the season because they couldn't make the second one. But Ellen is around the whole thing and did a wonderful job. And this is Casimir. And because they're a rogue assassin, we liked the idea of them having their like poisoned dagger at their side, but they're also like, you know, they've got the two faces to them. So we've only got them like to the back, looking toward you, like they've got something to hide and flicking a coin. We really liked that look.
Very cool.
So they have a direct tie to the main villain of our group. So does one of our other characters. And that main villain is just a piece of shit. I love playing a good piece of shit in a campaign, but this one really... I love a piece of shit who, like, inserts themselves into every problem and makes it more of a problem. So they're like a villain who, like, sticks with the party and is kind of, like, holding it over their head that they have what they need. And the party's like, you know, we could just kill you at any second, right? And he's like, yeah, but you won't. And I love that you won't. Okay, so from there, I've got
kind of like a Strahd kind of thing going on.
So Strahd's antagonistic because he'll come in, fuck with you, and go away. This guy,
well, yeah.
This guy like takes you to his city and lords over and boasts about his greatness to you and throws his weight around.
Mm-hmm.
Real cunty vibes. Where's the other one? Oh, it loads over here, that's why. This is the other one. This is the concept poster for the stained glass window. So we wanted to do, I call it the Four Corners poster, because we wanted a symmetry that was in opposition to the last poster we did, where we have the four characters who have, like, quote-unquote, the storylines, effectively, like, being pulled towards each corner of the screen. And then you have the other characters who have, like, the B-plot, C-plot stuff as the ones that are effectively trying to keep them safe. And so this was going to be the stained glass look. So we have the middle with the characters in the middle here. So that'll be Jorvik, Mami, Sabuka, and Jace. And they're each reaching out to Chelsea, Casimir, Gabby, who is our other guest character, and Vatic. And the top and bottom are the two player characters that are the mainstays in the series, Chelsea and Vatic. They're kind of taking opposite pathways. One is getting pulled towards a divine type situation. The other one's getting pulled towards a hell situation. And the other two are getting pulled towards characters. So this one on the right here is the one that Casimir, the piece of shit that we were just talking about. And the one Gabby is connected to is a known character that we have, but I don't want to spoil what's going on with that. So yeah. That's the overall vibe that we're going for. And we really liked the idea of this this stained glass in this version because with the directions and everything, how they place and sit, it kind of made sense too. The only thing that we're wondering about is what to put in the dead areas. But we're wondering, like, could we just take up more of the space in these? Because we've got, like, you know, a holy city up here. We've got, like, the hell down here. We've got... I think this one's like a religious cult, and then this one's supposed to just be like a generic landscape. I'm wondering if we just extend those bounds of each of those backgrounds, make the characters a bit larger to take up more of that space. But yeah, that's what we're going for.
Nice.
Yeah,
it looks really cool, dude.
Yeah, I'm super keen to see what she does with it. And then, depending when I've got like notes and stuff, I might ask her to put them in separated layers, and from there, I can animate all of the layers, like, to have motion as a stained glass window.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I think a moving poster would be so good.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. And then this being kind of, if they're on separate layers and being modular, we could make a horizontal version as well. Yeah. Like, have the assets be able to be moved around, and then we can do that. Anyway. That's enough excitement for me. I'm just excited because the show is you know, it's getting done. It's happening. Emphasize one of the areas depending on which one of the characters are heading. Yeah. Oh yeah, like in the video it like shines up and it's like a menu option of like what are we looking at? I still got to make an intro animation as well. I want to change that whole thing because I want to put the new cast members in it. But yeah, super keen. It's taken a long time to get this season in order, but it's looking really good. Like the first, we're taking explicitly a long time to get the first episode, and it's... First episode number count right now is not reflective of the rest of the season, but it is so far 52 minutes. And that's cut down from about 2 hours. And then from there, the episodes will be closer to like 30, anywhere from 25 to 40, depending on how much plot needs to be in each. But in saying that, they're not just audio; they are fully edited down like a TV, like a YouTube or TV series show. Oh, we cut a lot and put in a lot of jokes. Did I send you the dad's clip?
No.
Oh. I'll show you later. I think I've shown it on stream already, but it's the my dad's dead one.
Oh, yes.
I did show you that, right? My dad's dead too.
Yeah.
Whee! Trauma dumping. The cheeriest way you could ever talk about dead family members. 4 people at the table just vibing.
A moment when you're sitting here doing chainmail and I'm like, I forgot what the next step is.
That's fair. I can't see what part, because I'm painting black on black. I can't see what part of the dragon I haven't done easily.
Oh goodness.
Oh, this is... I was like, why do I recognize this? It's Kirby. I'm listening to Kirby. Like the main theme from Kirby's Dream Land, I'm pretty sure. But it in addition to being Kirby's Dream Land, it also kind of has like a slice of life animated sound to this remix version. I'm like, yeah, I could watch a bunch of people in a cafe to this song. Dragon's too big for the camera today. Like when I pick it... Oh, what's that? Oh, there's hair in this. Yummy. Oh, it's hair under the primer. Oh, no.
Did they have a pet?
Yes, they have Oh, they had such a cute kitty there. And the way they've set up their house is the cat's just off the camera to the right. So it's basically included in the D&D game and doesn't get lonely. Like there's like a little nook it can go rest in while they're playing D&D. Because they play a lot of D&D.
See, I have a thing. My cats won't stay off the table. So they just lay in. It was the last time we played D&D. My partner got a video of. So my girlfriend makes dice trays for her business. She does that. It's freaking awesome.
What's their shout out?
It is erissavad.com.
If anyone's around, could you link that? I am having a hard time putting this dragon down right now.
We'll see if I can type
Eris does great stuff.
Ooh.
In addition to being a good bean.
Oh, I did not type that. I was not typing. So she makes dice trays and dice pouches and also jewelry now that she has access to a silversmithing place. She is freaking awesome. I double checked that I linked this correctly. Yeah. Oh, I'm awesome. I know my girlfriend's website. Okay.
Is that like the content creator equivalent of knowing each other's phone number?
Yeah, kinda, I guess.
I know the spelling of my partner's website.
Well, she's changed websites since we've known each other for like 7 years.
No, I know. I'm just making fun. I'm making fun.
It's been a second.
I don't know Jess's website. Pretty sure it's just misscats.com.
But like my cats are obsessed with them for some reason. So the last time we played D&D together, one of my partners got a video of one of my cats trying to like dig into, or like he was like smashing his face against the dice tray because they're all made of fabric and whatnot, so you can like machine wash them and stuff. And he's like smushing his face against this dice tray in just affection. He just wants to be loved. But he's constantly like walking back and forth on the table and stuff like that when we play, so
that's fair.
It's very hard to have any form of privacy with Catsby around because he needs to be the center of attention. He's actually not up here right now.
I also feel like that sometimes.
You also feel like you need to be the center of attention.
I mean, that's why we stream, right?
That is true, yeah.
You know, we could very easily do this for nobody, but we feel a compulsion to have attention on us. We feel a compulsion and a need to talk to someone while we do activity, but not just one person, but a bunch of people.
The entire internet, all the strangers.
Internet,
yeah. Yeah, that's a mood. Thanks.
Yeah. Subtly calling out myself and every content creator on the planet.
I mean, we kind of did that though with the Warhammer thing. We're like, do we want to just like play this, or like, should we invite all of our friends to?
Yeah. No, I'm not saying like we're fucking the most guilty of it. Because we literally, we were like, we're just gonna play Warhammer, and then we went, do you want to just press the stream button? And we were like, well, we're not gonna do anything different, so fuck it. Yeah, we can have people in chat.
We're just gonna like hang out and stuff. A Catsby! I was just talking about you.
Oh, the package arrives today. What's that one?
Catsby's like, oh, the window's open, Mama. We haven't had the windows open in so long.
Process my delivery. I love cats so much, but I'm allergic to them. Yeah, my mum was allergic to cats as well.
We actually, so it's funny. I have one of the guys that I play D&D with pretty frequently is also allergic to cats.
You have like 2 or 3 cats, don't you?
I have 3 cats, yeah.
I was gonna say, you have like whenever Catsby, Daenerys,
Catsby, and Keely.
Oh, I don't think we see Keely very often here.
He is very shy. His big ode to our stream was that time he jumped up on my pallet while we were streaming, and he got paint all over his white belly, and I'm like, I have to go wash my cat.
That's probably why they don't come in here anymore.
He's got like he's a very hidey person.
Yeah.
He likes to hide. He is hidey. He's a hidey kitty.
That's fair. Tom and Pete's cat, Tonks, does that too. They're not a people cat. Oh yeah, Envy's like, the delivery person is yet to yeet the thing over your fence. No, it's sitting at a processing facility and has for 2 days in Melbourne City. Oh, this is a great song.
I'm really surprised that my package got to you as fast as it did. I thought it was going to take like way longer.
Well, see, that's the thing. Your package got here quicker than the one that was shipped like a few days before it. And that one came from like Oregon, but it was slated. I don't know, it arrived in Australia 2 days ago when I got your one. It just hasn't left the facility yet. And I don't know why, because there's only one thing in it.
Wait, what are you doing? You want to say hello to the people?
Processes at the same rate as mid-2000s YouTube videos.
But yeah, so the guy that I play D&D with, his daughter really wanted a cat. They got a hypoallergenic cat.
Like a hairless?
No, it's not hairless. It is just a cat whose fur is hypoallergenic.
Oh.
Like it doesn't cause. It is a really expensive Bengal cat.
Oh.
It's like I don't want to call it a designer cat, but it is one of those cats where it's like you have to spend like $12,000 to buy this cat.
That's a designer cat.
But it's not the ones that have like the smashed face or anything. They're the Bengal cats are the ones that are like
cats.
They're the ones with like the brown fur with like black splotches. She's really beautiful.
What's it called?
A Bengal.
Bengal.
Why did I say it like that? Bengal.
Well, the Bengal is a tiger, so. Oh man, they're gorgeous.
They are.
They're
yeah.
Basically, if you were to domesticate a cheetah, you'd get one of them. They're pretty cute.
I'm doing some dog walking this summer for my mom's coworker. She has 5 cats. One of them is obsessed with me, and the other one is very old and pees on the floor. I was very sad to realize. So I also cried this morning, but it was because I realized that 2 of my little twinnies are turning 10 this year, which
they're
means
not little anymore.
That the joke that Catsby is old man Catsby is not a joke anymore.
Aww. Well, they're middle-aged Catsby. They'll live to what, like 18 or something?
Wait, does
that mean you got your cat in like 2014,
are somewhere
2015?
between like, 2014, yeah.
Your cats are as old as my lizard.
Cats, I think they live anywhere between, I want to say 15 and 20 years.
Yeah, that's. I think my. So the way I refer to Aiko is he's halfway done, because yeah, he's about 9 years old. They live to about 18 to 20 as well. Which means he's gonna live as long as your little guys.
Yeah. Although everybody makes jokes that Catsby's gonna die sooner because he's so stupid.
Oh yeah.
He's so stupid. My uncle's cat just passed away last fall. I think she was 22 or 23. See, I would love for my cat to make it.
Whoa, that's an old cat.
I would love that. But my
fella.
My problem is I don't think because the guys have said that like once some of our cats start to pass away, we're not getting any more cats. Like we want to pare down cats.
What if
it's not that we're done with cats. Well, so here's the thing. So they've told me that they're like, okay, so if Keely dies, no new cat. And I was like, okay, I can.
But if Catsby dies, new cat.
Yeah, if cats be Ty's
Bloody
new cat.
playing
'Cause
favorites with the cats, I see.
he's my baby. He is my baby. He's my boy.
No, it's fair.
Cause like I'm the person, like, cause if it weren't for the fact that it's so hot in here, he would be hanging out in here, and like at night when I go to bed, when I open up my door, he zooms right in and hops up on the bed because he knows it's bedtime. None of my other cats do that.
Oh, I'm fully
I don't give
aware
a
that,
fuck.
in a similar fashion, I'm fully aware that when we get a dog, the dog's going to be like, I like Matt better because they allow me to sleep in their bed, and Matt's always home, so I'm going to sleep under his desk. Like, I'm fully aware, and I'm like, Jess, I just need you to know that the dog's going to be around me more than you, and it could reflect in how the dog acts around us.
Cause I know cause Alex wants to get a dog eventually.
I love dogs.
And I've told him that we're not allowed to get a dog until we have a yard because I want to be responsible.
That's fair. You can have dogs responsibly in a smaller place. I guess it just depends how big of a dog you want.
The problem is he wants
What's a big boy?
German Shepherds.
Oh,
He wants he grew up with German Shepherds. He wants German Shepherds. I really want a husky.
See,
but
you sure you want a husky?
Yes.
Are you are dead certain you want a husky?
I'm dead set. Dead set.
Those things scream all day. You want that?
So do I.
Yeah, but when it's you can control when you stop.
Hey Matt, you still have the cat picture up, I think.
Oh yeah, I do.
Instead of
I'm painting a dragon, but there's really a cat there.
You don't have to answer, but how many partners do you have? Not judging, just genuinely curious.
Pretty open about that.
So actually, yeah, I'm pretty open to it. So I am polyamorous. I have a lovely polycule. I am, how do I want to say this? I'm married to one of my partners. He and I have been together for 12 years. We also live with my second partner. He does not like to be named. So you'll hear Alex. He's the one that I am married to. And he's the one that occasionally comes onto stream for kisses. The other one does not like to be on the internet, which is totally fine by me.
You've said his name many times.
I think I've accidentally said his name. I try to say it when you and I are off, but sometimes I forget.
I swear, I swear you've said it heaps because you say not this, but this.
Maybe I wobble.
We don't
Either way.
Look, right now we don't say it because we've remembered.
So I have three partners. I live with two of my partners, and then my girlfriend lives in Chicago with her partner, who is a lovely person. And
is that who I think?
Yeah. Gnome. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't see them talk about it on socials, so I never knew, but I knew they lived with each other.
They're pretty low key about it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I was like, I have no vested interest in finding out if they are or aren't, so I just never. Yeah, it's not my business. Yeah. I don't care.
We have what I like to call a garden party. Instead of what do they call it? Kitchen table polyamory. I call it garden party.
Yeah, because when everyone gets together, it's like
the polycule only gets together on like special occasions.
Yeah, you've got a family reunion polycule.
Yeah, which is totally fine.
It is. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, I would prefer to hang out with my friends and or loves.
Goodness, a follower.
Least favorite hero. Thank you for following.
Oh, I love that.
In fact, I would rather hang out with my friends and loves more than a lot of my family. A lot of my my family's pretty fucking racist.
Mine too.
Some are
actually no.
Some are fine.
Mine's pretty liberal.
If any of you end up watching, a lot of you are fine. Some of you know what you did and continue to do. You can fight me at Christmas or whenever we meet up. I will still fight you back.
I'll come fight them.
It's some of them are just not, they'll say something and then you'll be like, oi, and their mum will also be like across their head, but they'll just keep saying it. Because I'm pretty sure they go on QAnon a fair bit.
Ugh.
I'm pretty certain they get a lot
I don't want
of
to
their...
talk about the political climate.
Oh,
Don't
man.
make me think
I'm
about
worried
it.
at your...
Don't make me think about it.
I'm worried. Look, if we get another resurgence and another, like a second golden age of TTRPGs, the escapism factor will be why.
No, unfortunately, if things go downhill, my partner and I have already decided that we're letting our inner punks become outer punks.
Oh, I'm surprised you haven't already.
I was like, I'm pretty sure. I was like, I'm not afraid to put myself on some kind of list for the Anarchist Handbook. Just saying.
I mean, who needs to look up that shit if you just know it innately?
I mean, I don't know that stuff innately.
A few times.
Okay. So I am gonna. Here's some. I know that I'm a lovely person, but I'm a little dumb. All right.
Okay. Well, I also know how thermite works. So.
I don't know how to make napalm.
Okay. Well, if there's a method in which I don't have to type it, I'm happy to tell you how to make some.
Oh my gosh.
Don't actually do any of this. We are not condoning any of this. This is a joke for legal purposes.
Yes, for legal purposes. But Jerk, at this point, I'm pretty sure AOC is going to be the next president. I couldn't wish for something harder in my whole life.
So,
but I don't think it would fly because unfortunately, our Democrats are still very, very conservative.
They're also very well. You much like our government is kind of center or center right. Neither of us have a. Well, we've got a left-leaning party, but they're not part of the two-party majors, which is unfortunate. So it means that it's still fucking fed by corporate interest. So the thing is, I saw a thing today of a lot of Democrats being like he should step down, but also sorry, we don't have to talk about this.
Z said I had a dream last night that certain felon won, and I started begging my mom to let us move out of the country. Yeah, we've talked.
Yeah.
I know I've talked a little bit about the I don't know. It's more prevalent because I live 30 minutes away from Washington D.C.
Yeah.
So it is.
It's a bit concerning that your fucking town specifically could also turn into a riot zone effectively, and that's a little scary. I saw something about Mr. Beast. Not seriously spouting the idea, but I saw Mr. Beast was like, if I was to be president, I would just not give a fuck about political party lines. And I'm like, young people would vote for him, which is weird, but you'd have to find out what his policy actually is. It's so strange. But we've already passed the fucking... We've already passed the uncanny valley line of idiocracy as a prophecy because we have had a celebrity or a pseudo-celebrity become a president. Like, we are already on the road to that timeline where President Camacho, Terry Crews is fucking president wrestler. Yeah, that's... I don't know how we ended up here, but that's fucking happening.
Or I think my favorite headline right now is... gay furry hacktivists hacked into the 2025 policy. And I'm like, all right, this is the world I live in right now. Gay furry hacktivists.
So Z's kind of got how I feel a little bit, actually. Mr. Beast, however you feel about him, and there's an argument that people keep saying like, oh, why don't you just do this in private while not making content about it? I disagree with that only because, like, without him broadcasting it and getting more attention on it, while, yeah, sure, he is making money off it, but he also explicitly says he doesn't really profit from these videos. The money he makes from the video makes the next video. All of the stuff, like, he gave people surgery to not be blind. He built houses for people, for communities. Like, he's actually still doing that stuff, and the net good, no matter anything going on, he is putting millions and millions of dollars every video into that. And the philanthropy of that outweighs the you're doing this for content factor to me. Like, feel however you want about him as a person, but like, he is actually putting his money where his mouth is by the sound of it. And I, you know, I don't watch his videos. I don't really care about his personality or showmanship, but like, by and large scope stuff, I don't know if there's any shitty things. He also very heavily defends trans people, like publicly, like because someone in his team transitioned, still works with them, and then fucking some Nick Merckx fuckhead started calling this trans person out, being like, you're a terrible person. And Mr. B straight up, like publicly on profile, is just like, shut the fuck up. And I was like, good on ya. Like, good on ya.
Don't know enough about Mr. Beast to really center an opinion on him. I just wish politics would go back to being boring.
I wish it would be boring. I wish it wouldn't encompass. Well, here's the thing.
I wish it wasn't something I had to think about every single day.
Yeah. The other thing is, did politics become like this, or did we just become more affected by them as we became more ingrained in them? Because stuff like LGBTQIA rights has been going since the 70s and politicized since, not even since then, before then as well. But like, all of this stuff has gotten more polarized, yeah, sure, and it's become more intense. But those politics have always existed. Like, people have been fucking hammering about abortion since the cows come home, you know?
I mean, yes. But like, here's the thing though, is I feel like there is one very significant change that has been made in the last couple of years that kind of set all that really
the biggest
made all of the people.
Yeah,
it really made all of the people who were saying the things behind closed doors and just talking with their friends about it now got the guts to like say stuff out loud, you know, saying the quiet stuff out loud. So that's really, I think, I remember waking up in my boyfriend's apartment and he told me that fuckhead had won, and I was just like,
yeah, let's not even call him a name. Let's call him fuckhead, because he's a big dickhead fuckhead.
The Tank Hunter says, what you got there? Good looking dragon, buddy. Isn't it fucking cool?
So Tank, did you see that Let's Roll for Dragon? I saw you followed them, by the way. You're in for a good time. They gave me this. They had a spare one, and they were like, just have it. And I went, what?
Hey, do you want this dragon?
Well, they were like, yeah, I got a spare one. I love that shit. Well, I asked them if they could print me one, and they went, yeah, have it. I went, what the fuck? Yeah, so I totally understand that. People like, the fuckheads have become, in our lifetime, more empowered. Like, you know, there's been other periods of history where the same fuckheads have ruined things for other people on admittedly smaller and larger scales than we have now. But like,
but I don't think that if history had been different, I don't think we would be here. If he didn't get into office, I don't think we would be here.
I
think it would be something different. I don't think it would be. It's a fucking circus, and it's because there's a cult in the government.
Well, I think now. I do have a concern that it was happening anyway, no matter who got in. Because it's not like this thing has just happened in the last 5 years. The slow dismantling of public services and it's happening in Australia too. We're just doing it at a slower rate. The slow privatization and corporatization of everything, the selling off as assets to all of this, and the corporate nature to keep everything as you know, medicine and jobs and all of this, to keep it as segregated and beneficial to the ones in power as most as possible, promotes this ideology at the end at the core of it, right?
That's just the capitalist death cult.
Capitalism is fueling right. Capitalism though is fueling it aligns closely with those ideals, I guess.
I don't disagree with where you're going, but I feel like what happened here exacerbated. Like, we launched ourselves 10 years forward into the problem.
I guess it's like whether we say it now or in 2030, we're saying the same thing. I guess.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Tank will stop talking about it because we were already going to stop talking about it.
Yeah. It's cool.
No, that's fair. That's fair. We were already going to stop talking about it. I just got into a thing.
No. Into a.
Yeah, I'm unashamedly, like, we're both pretty unashamedly, quote unquote political. Okay, yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, we said about 10 minutes ago we were going to stop, so we will move on.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on up.
Because Leia, you already said you were like, I'm good, and I kept going, and I apologize.
Yeah.
I just know I feel strongly, so I get into it.
It's all good.
What do you want to talk about?
It's like we have hard feelings and now we have to get over them.
No, literally, yeah. Yeah, it's like So an update for me is I had to start a second segment because of how long this was getting. It was kind of like inconvenient to work with such a long piece of chain to try and like I kept messing stuff up. So I'm working on a second segment of chain that I will eventually, because I had mentioned I'd like to make a necklace out of this. I think this will look really cool for a necklace. Oh man, Z wasn't here for my rant last week. About this chainmail. Oh my gosh, I will talk about chainmail forever. Ask me, I shall give. Because I have buckets of this stuff. I love chainmail. It's so gorgeous. So I'm working in a second segment to make it a little bit easier on me. I am using this is 16 gauge chain. It is a 7/30 seconds. Oop, I'm not showing it on the thing. So this is 16 gauge wire. 7/30 seconds. This is, I've got a green here, and then I'm working with some champagne, and then I've got some bright silver that I'm working on. This was inspired by. I was gonna say, I've been working on that off stream since. You want to see as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I want to say I put another 4 hours into it while I watch Crazy Rich Asians.
Ooh, first of all, I love that
great movie. It did trigger my Eat the Rich a little bit because I haven't seen it in a while.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it triggered my Eat the Rich quite heavily, and I was like, oh. But overall, it was fun.
So this was inspired by Matt was working on a Guardian theme from Destiny 2 on a miniature, and I was also inspired by the color palette. So this is what's called a tri-tipped Byzantine. So it's got 3 little Byzantine chains. You can see what this is normally what a Byzantine chain looks like. And then this is just a tri-tip Byzantine. I love it. This is such a cool color. The thing that I was talking about last week, the little rant I had. So this is my favorite color, by the way. This is champagne, and what the fact that I gave last time. I buy all of my chainmail from a provider called the Ring Lord, and they spruik on their website. They talk about how this color is the color that they created for the Lord of the Rings movies. They were the ones who sourced all of the metals for all the ring mail. And this color specifically was used for the elves and all of their chainmail in the Lord of the Rings movies. So when you see an elf and they've got this like cool, like it's kind of like a very pale gold. Yeah, it's like silvery gold. This is the color. It is champagne. I bought this. I think I've got 3 different sized rings. And I buy the champagne in every size because I'm obsessed. I have 3 big totes. Actually, here, let's see. See my giant totes. I have 3 giant totes just like this of all of the chainmail that I own. Oh, it smells so good. So if you can't tell, I love this like gold and green. And then Matt's got the cool, this is the art that we were looking at that we were both basing our art off of. So cool.
There's some brighter ones here as well. So this is the Iron Lord color scheme. Oh, by the way, this is the tree that we were talking about.
I could totally, if I did,
give me a sec.
Like a 5-line of that, I could do that. Like, so if you did 5 lines instead of, because like this is a 3. So okay. I make chainmail like this.
Okay, well here's the pin of the Iron Lords. You can. Oh, here's the insignia as well. Okay, so here's the pin you can physically buy. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Firefox. Here's the pin. And here's the insignia. So the pin, this is the pin, because it's wolves, knights, and this tree is kind of the logo. I think there's a big tree in the Iron Lord's Keep or something like that. It was really cool. So we got that, and then here's the insignia. So this is the circle version I was talking about. Minus.
Oh, I love that.
And then so they imbue it on the hunter's cloak here, for example. It's very Tree of Gondor, right?
Yeah, it's very Tree of Gondor.
Yeah.
So, and
in Destiny, you get called when you help the Iron Lord save everyone from like a tech plague. They give you the honorary title of the Young Wolf.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've got Lord Saladin back here somewhere actually. And here's
Speaking
wolves.
Of wolves.
Yeah.
Me and Alex did a thing. You know that I play Magic the Gathering.
Yes. Oh, NATO was also being like, we should play digital Magic sometime. Because he found a thing that does that. But I've also seen other people literally just having a camera pointed at their table and they play Magic like that.
Yeah.
And just play with physical decks.
So they came out with an Assassin's Creed.
I saw.
Stuff.
I saw. It's a full set too. How much you bought? How much have you bought? You bought a booster box yet? What you bought?
2 booster boxes and some packs.
Got them collector boosters? They're expensive as fuck.
Yeah, I got 3 collectors boosters.
Oh yeah. I was about to say collector booster boxes. Oh my god, Leia. But yeah, fair.
No, 2 collector's edition booster boxes.
Yeah, actually? Actually?
It's Creed. I love it so much.
You should tell Louis. Louis's like one of the biggest Magic people I know.
Seen Louis.
Tag him in the server. Be like, at Gramps, look what I bought. Holy shit. Look, I applaud your effort and commitment.
I have not gotten anything that was serialized yet. Much to my dismay.
Oh, have you already opened them? I don't know.
Of course. As soon as they came home with me. I don't have.
I didn't know if it was out yet.
I told Alex because he came home when we were opening them, and I was like, "Don't throw away the boxes because I'm keeping the fucking boxes because they look so cool."
See, I thought you meant that you bought like 2 booster boxes of like the regular set. Fuck, man, you have a lot of cool arts though. You look like you've committed crimes. You like that looks like
I have.
You've committed financial crimes, but it makes you happy.
Oh well. Daenerys is very upset about my financial decisions.
That's fine. I made a financial crime last week, but mine only cost $100.
I want to make that kind of financial crime.
That's fair. No, well, you need a Gap Games equivalent.
I do need a Gap Games.
For context, the new Sisters of Battle Combat Patrol was 50% off last Friday. And because Gap Games already does kind of a discount, it was like further reduced. So I think I got it for like $120 instead of like $260. And Matt loves saving money on Warhammer. So
you paid $120.
So it's about 70 to 80 USD. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Oh my!
I know. I know, Leia.
What the hell?
I know, I saved some money. That's how I got the Bane Blade as well. That Bane Blade.
Oh my god. Do you know how much money I spent on Sisters of Battle?
Oh no, Leia. Oh no. Gap Games is really good, Leia. I spend so much money from there, I really should go out and get an affiliate link. Like, seriously, I should go get an affiliate link with how much I talk about that fucking store.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Man. I'm gonna go when I go to Brisbane, like I am going to Gap Games because I know exactly where it is because it's near where my friend used to live, like down the street from, and I think down the street of where my current friend does live. Like I get to go to the place that I buy Warhammer from the most. And it's not going to be like a big store. It's mostly an online store, but just to walk in there and be like, ah, yes, I have given you thousands of dollars.
That's like, so it's funny. So Alex and I went to, I've been on like a big physical book binge. I've been reading a lot of physical books because I don't like want to spend a lot of time like doing video games before we're about to move.
Yeah,
what
fair.
the fuck did I do? Except for Hades. Hades is now the exception. So he asked if we could go to, like, if I wanted to go to the bookstore because there is a local game store right next door. However, it is the one that I hate. Yeah. Because the people there are shit. Yep. And we got there and it's named something different. It's like it's named something different. I'm like, oh, maybe it's under like new management or something, which, you know, would probably be a great idea for them. Context for anybody who's never heard me complain about my local game store. They're super misogynistic, and one time I was checking out and having a conversation with the person who was checking me out, and he dead ass stopped talking to me in the middle of a conversation to have a conversation with one of his buddies behind me, which was awesome feeling. Yeah. So I literally I tell Alex that, like, I would much rather just give more money to Games Workshop unless I really want to drive 45 minutes to the next game store.
I know there's something nice about going to an actual store. But if you want a place that discounts Warhammer by about 10 to 15%, I think hold on. Let me pull up the YouTube channel I watch. He has affiliate links for every one of the major Western countries, and they all have a discount link.
I think we've talked about that one, because I don't think, except for that last time that
it's called War
I
Game
went.
Portal.
I think we talked about it after I made this like massive purchase, like $500 purchase of Warhammer stuff.
Oh, the sisters and all that, yeah. Well, it's because you'd save,
and stuff.
Because if you were spending $500, you'd save $50, you know?
Yeah. But it was also one of those things where Alex wanted to go and like look at actual miniatures and stuff like that.
That's kind of
because like he wasn't sure what he wanted. So
but like usually when I'm sorry, you go.
I was just gonna finish the story. So like we went to this store. He's like, you know, Alex wanted to show me. He's like, oh, I think the new book is out. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, you know, Matt and I have talked about how the new Sisters book is out. And we went into the store and no Sisters book. No Sisters. Oh. And Alex asked, he's like, hey, in like in their Games Workshop, and this is the local game store that I don't generally go to.
Is he like, no one buys those?
It is exactly what happened. He's like, oh, we don't have anybody who buys Sisters of Battle here, so we don't ever order any. And I was
Sounds
like,
like
maybe
these people just hate women.
And I was like, maybe if you were nicer to your female clientele, they would be inclined to buy more Sisters of Battle. And he goes, well, you let me know when you find some.
You actually said that to him.
No, he said that to me.
Let me know when you find some ladies? Or did you say
let me know when you find... yes, I straight up was like, well, maybe if you were nicer to your female clientele, they would be more inclined to spend their money here. He goes, well, you let me know when you find some.
Some women?
And I'm like, some women, yeah.
Oh my god. The fact that he doesn't even see women in his store tells you everything you need to know about that fuckhead.
I straight up turned to Alex and was like,
I don't want to be here anymore.
This is why we don't come here.
Oh, yeah? Like in front of him?
Yeah, fuck
Good.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Man,
there was
what
like
two
guys
asshole.
playing Warhammer at their like fucking tables and shit like that. And I was like, never ask me to come to this fucking store ever again.
Yeah. You're literally turning away people who are willing to drop like $500 in one sale. Yeah, shut up, dude. Unfortunately, you probably do. You know, they're still in business probably because a bunch of other chuds go and spend money there.
Well, so I noticed that they have become less of a... So they still have, like, some hobby stuff, but they've very much gone into, like...
Funko Pops and shit?
Like, Funko Pops and, like, anime stuff.
That means their store's dying.
All that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their store is probably not doing as hot, and they are catering to children and families now.
Yeah.
Great. I hope
For sure.
I
Funko
wish them...
Pops and, like, Squishmallows, and I'm like, I would much rather drive. I was like, we can either drive 15 minutes to the Games Workshop that's 15 minutes away from us, or we can drive 45 minutes to Annandale to go to Victory Comics where they're fucking... By the way, so we've got the whole move thing going on. And there are a bunch of board games that we just like don't play that like we got and like they didn't jazz with us or like so for instance we got Terraforming Mars and we played that a couple of times.
How do you find that? Because I heard like hot and cold things.
Get Terraforming Mars Ares expansion. Ares expands.
The other thing is why I don't have the game yet because I heard it got really well reviewed, but the company's like going all in on AI art as well.
Ew.
Yeah, so I haven't bought any games from them since I found that out. And I don't think I own any anyway, so it just means I won't buy more.
So we got actually it was a gift. So we had originally purchased the regular Terraforming Mars. And we played it a couple of times, but it was like it's like a lot of stuff. There's like just tons of stuff going on. And then when I was working for that other stream, we had like a brunch together and like people brought board games. And I saw that one of the other cast members had brought Terraforming Mars Ares expansion, which is it's more card game than it is anything else. And I was like, oh, that looks really cool. Like, how do you like that one? And he goes, oh, I actually like it a lot more than like the regular Terraforming Mars. And I was like, cool, I might have to go check it out. And he's like, hey, you can borrow this copy. Cool. And then like, I'll just like come pick it up sometime because like we live in the same area. And I was like, that's cool. We played it a bunch of times over that weekend and we loved it. And I told him, I was like, thanks so much for like letting us borrow it. And like, you can come pick it up now.
I think Z's gonna want the story repeated.
Oh.
Just tell him we'll continue when we come back.
Wait. Okay, right in the middle of the story. All right, he'll have to let me know where. No, right in the middle of the story. I'll pause. Rewind a little bit.
Let's rewind a little bit. Not everyone's able to sub, so we're happy to wait.
Take it back now. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Clang. Oh.
Okay.
I still have a really big box of miniatures. Just sitting, hanging out.
This new coat of black on this is looking yum.
Is it like,
yeah,
make it look nummy?
I've done it in an off black so I can shade it down. So in our color scale of Citadel, it would be Corvus black instead of Abaddon black.
Okay. All right. Z is back.
All right. Continue.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna rewind a little bit. So we played this game a whole bunch. We really liked it. And I told this other cast member, hey, you can come pick up your game. I definitely think we're gonna like look into buying it. And he goes, cool, that's awesome. We, exchange stuff. He comes to pick it up. And he comes to pick it up, and I'm like, thanks so much for letting us borrow it. And he like pulls out from behind his back another copy, and he goes, here, I bought this for you guys. And I was like, it was the nicest thing that another cast member had done, especially since we had some like a tumultuous relationship in this like cast. Him giving us this gift was like super.
That channel.
It was from the channel that we do not speak of.
Yeah.
And it was with a cast member that I had a pretty tumultuous relationship with, but it seemed like we liked each other outside of game, but like our characters just didn't do well together. But yes,
it can be
if you're gonna get
don't gel, but you like each other as people.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. So if you're gonna get the Terraforming Mars, get the smaller version. But anyways, so we had a bunch of, because we're moving, we have a bunch of unused games. And I called up this local game store of ours, and I was like, hey, I know you guys do game nights, and I have a bunch of lightly used games that I can't take with me to my new apartment. Would you like them as a donation? I don't want anything from them. I just want them to go to a good home. And I had listed them on like a get rid of place, and nobody wanted them. And I was like, they're in really good condition. Like, they've got all of their pieces. I've already checked them. Do you want them? And they're like, yes, absolutely. Because it's like, that's what I want to do for them. They're just so sweet. They're just like the nicest people. Just like, take my stuff. That's the good store.
Yeah.
They're just so far away. It is not like I'm going to go, across the way to go to the local game store. It's, all right, now I've got to go fight traffic for 45 minutes to an hour and a half to get to this place across town.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I have hobby stores I really like near me as well. My favorite hobby store is almost an hour away from me on the other side of Melbourne. It's General Games over in Malvern, if anyone knows it. Actually, I took Envy there once. I love that place. And there's actually a bigger one now out at Churnside, which is over an hour and 10 minutes away from me. And to me, I'm like, if a store is good, it's worth going. Like, I will spend the time to drive out there. Like, there are 2 hobby stores, in fact, right near me. And one's are really good for like generic hobby stuff, like more like the hobby tools and the materials for hobby. And then the other one's more of like a magic card vendor, but neither are like particularly stocked with Warhammer specific stuff. So I will go out to like General Games if I want an in-person store for that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I sit with that. It's like, I will go out of my way. House of War is also really good for general hobby suppliers. They don't discount their Warhammer. And in Australia, if a store doesn't discount their Warhammer, it's a pretty big downside, because it's already, we already get
so expensive.
Yeah. They just hiked the prices another 6% on us. And it, $100 box is now $105, $106 box, which would be $65 to $70 for you. And so when a box is over $100, suddenly Gap Games doing their deal, $10 to $15 extra gets you a whole combat patrol with that same kit in it. It's crazy. And that's why we froth those sales, because we get usually triple the amount for the same price when a sale that good comes around.
Yeah, I could probably be more diligent about it.
Oh, it's just because I'm so deep into the hobby that I'm like, I gotta feasibly spend money on it, because I don't like buying just the random box for that reason. Unless I really, really want the unit or I have a plan for the unit, I will typically not buy a box because I like it.
I've actually been thinking. I sent you that the Power Rangers towel.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do some of that.
I wanna paint those so bad. I was like, do I wanna buy some towel to paint them as Power Rangers?
Do you want do you want just the troops or do you want battle suits? Because the battle suits would make a really good Zord.
I mean, I was thinking of just like doing like some cool, like cute little just Power Rangers, like them in their little Tau suits. you
can't buy squads of 5 Tau. What I would recommend though are 2, and you buy them separately as boxes. I would recommend, if you want the Tower Rangers, like the ones that you painted, that's just the Strike Team box, which is just their general troops. Not super expensive, which is good. But if you want a Zord, like the... wait, hold on. No, is a Zord? The Megazord. What's a Megazord look like?
The real big one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the Voltron.
It's been so long.
If you want a Megazord in a Tau, I would look up either the Riptide battlesuit or the Storm Surge battlesuit with the mod kit on it to give it arms. And then you would have and then you paint each limb as a different Zord color.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think that would look pretty sick.
Cuz like my other problem is I really want to get those the Night Haunts. I love those.
I mean, think of it in terms of project rather than army. Because like the Tau one sounds like you want 5 guys and a mech, or you want just 5 guys.
I just want 5 guys. I just want to make some Power Rangers.
That's just a painting project then.
Yeah.
So like,
and honestly, it's kind of the same way with like, I don't want to make a whole army. Yeah. I just want to paint some ghosty guys. And they're so cute with their little flowers.
Yeah.
And they're ghosty horses. They're so cute. It'd be a lot of airbrushing work. It'd be stuff that I wouldn't be able to do on stream.
Oh man, Tower Rangers has a lot of results. Oh dude, someone did a Riptide as a Zord. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Okay, similar thinking is sweet. Where's the one you sent me? Yeah, you were like, I kind of want to do this. Where did you put
Kinda
this?
Cool. Where did I put? I sent it to you on TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Okay. Oh gosh, I don't know where they are.
On the TikToks. The clock app.
How do I get the link for this?
You have to hit the share button and do something. I don't know. Social media changes too much. Back in my day.
Social media was just social media.
Dude, I'm
putting it in the artsy stuff channel.
I can still viscerally remember when a buddy of mine was like, "Oh man, there's this new social media. It's called Facebook. It's so cool, man." And I was like, "Man, I've got MySpace. I don't need your book of faces."
Oh boy. How to make yourself feel old.
I was
okay, I found it.
Either a junior or a sophomore in high school when that happened.
Oh, no, that's not full screen. Okay, so here's the Tower Rangers.
Look how cute they are.
All right. That's sweet. Go, go, Tower Rangers! And then the Riptide layer is this one. Oh my gosh. This is the Riptide.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a Zord, right? So that's probably their second biggest mech.
Ooh.
And someone's done this. Oh, you can't really see it. So the Riptide's a decent sized model, and it's also an older model, so it actually isn't that expensive. I'd say it's about $55, $60 for you. For like a decent, like it's bigger than a tank size model.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's because it came out in like 2015, and it scaled really well with the times.
Oh man, I've been seeing some wild stuff for painting.
Oh, I've got some of the Army Paints War Paint Fanatic coming today as well.
Ooh.
I bought some like super brights, so like a super bright yellow, super bright like peach color, a super bright pink.
Ooh.
Stuff that I wanted to try, but oh shit, shouldn't have closed that. Stuff that I wanted to try but didn't have in my main things.
Shit. Like in your kit.
Yeah. That didn't already exist in Citadel or Two Thin Coats.
Mm-hmm.
Which I like. Because, like, that's pretty much the only paints I buy now. The ones that, like, fill out a gap in something. Because I don't really want the same color in another range. Unless the quality of it's better. So, like, I struggle to find a good silver still.
Silvers are tough, man.
Yeah. I've heard there's one. I think it's the Vallejo Air Silver, or there's a... No, hold on. It's a brand I don't buy regularly. It was like a new brand I hadn't ventured into, not Vallejo either. And it had it supposedly has a silver that's like got a really punchy, bright look to it.
Not Army Painter?
No, it's not Army Painter. I don't think the new Army Painters have been around long enough for people to go like, these are my favorite metallics type thing. Apparently the coverage is good, but like no better than the ones we're already kind of using. Like in terms of like their marketing being debunked.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, look, as long as it's better than the last range of paint, I am okay with that. Because it means that I don't need to buy... I'm not going to feel the need to buy all the paints again. But two, like, now there's another option. It's like, it just goes in the library rather than when I used to think about Army Painter, I went, no thank you. I shall not. Ever.
I'm sorry, what?
What?
I'm sorry, I got the strangest text message from my husband. I'm not going to say it on the internet, because...
It was a bit naughty.
It's a little... I don't know, I'm questioning things.
I'm going to assume that it was naughty.
Sure. You can go ahead and assume that.
I can hear Stardew Valley. No, it's not. It's... Oh, it's Outer Wilds music now.
Oh, crap. No wonder my hands hurt so much. It's almost time to go.
Oh. So it is. I don't have to go out straight after this anymore either, so I'm gonna just hang out for the Arv. And wait for Jess to finish work before I can kiss her a bunch.
Oh, you guys are so cute! Alright, let's see if Leia can put this on without fucking it up.
I also need to watch a bit more Castleton. I got a recording tomorrow, and I need to get caught up. Oh, also, I would have been doing a stream tomorrow, but I am no longer because I need to do a Castleton recording. So if there is time tomorrow, I might pop on after that for a couple hours in the afternoon. But other than that, until you see the start soon going live, assume there's not one. But if I do one, it'll be like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon for a little short while. And then we'll go from there. Because my booking also hasn't got back to me, so I'm assuming that's not on either.
You wanna know what this means?
What?
Next week, We're doing Warhammer.
We're doing some Warhams.
Warhams.
Are we doing the same game we were doing?
Yeah, why wouldn't we?
I don't know.
Mm.
No reason not to.
Actually, almost got like a full necklace going on here.
All right, I think I've got most of this done in terms of like reapplying a base coat.
Yeah. Oh, this means I have to pack up all my chainmail.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's big pack day.
Oh, I need to do the face still, but that's okay.
I'm gonna put all of my chainy mails away.
Okay, who's up for a little raidy today? I can see... Anyone got any raid suggestions? I can see Rin is up. I can see Evantris is up. I can see... Oh, Clem's on as well. Anthony's on. Evantris? All right, let's take us over to Evantris. My gosh, they have a lot of viewers.
Evantris.
Yeah, they got like 500 right now. Let's add to those good beans.
Oh, I love Evantris.
Oh, they have been playing for 3 hours, so let me just check in to see if they're still going for a bit. They're learning how to play Unfathomable. Yeah, I don't think they're playing D&D today. Eldritch Horror board game today, and they're doing heavy RP with it.
Ooh.
Let's take us over there. Oh my god. Let the ads finish. Alright, let's go over there. I can't see them saying goodbye, so... Let's pop in, shall we? What a great group. I love their TikToks. They're so funny.
They're so funny. My sister, who's not even a fan of like D&D and stuff like that, sent me one of their things, and I was like...
Yeah, because it's just a little cartoon of the clown guy being like, ooh.
No, it's like their actual play.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, let's bloody go in there, and we'll see you. I might see you tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you maybe Tuesday. All right. See you later. Bye 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 bye.